for Michigan. My name is CJ Stone, and I have with me Leo Blavin for the game today. The BYU Cougars, ranked 22nd in the country, are coming to visit the University of Michigan Wolverines. And Leo, I think we have ourselves quite a game today.
Yeah, we certainly do. Michigan, first top 25 opponent in the Big House since 2013 when they faced off against Ohio State. There's an electric atmosphere, and it's because these fans know this is where we really find out what we have in this Michigan team this year.
The Cougars are going to be kicking off to start this half. In the backfield for the Wolverines, Jabril Peppers is waiting. The Cougars have had a decent offense so far this season, going 2 for 3 in their first 3 games as we get ready to start the half. And looks like we got some strong wind here on the field as the wind has knocked the ball off the peg. We are getting started here. The kicker is Austin Brasher for the Cougars as he sets up the ball. They are having some real trouble out there. Gonna need some plays, gonna need some to hold the kick. We are getting started. The crowd is about to explode, and we are on our way. Peppers lets the ball go over his head into the end zone for a touchback. The Wolverines will be starting out on the 25-yard line. Now, Leo, this BYU team so far has been pretty good defensively in their secondary. The past 4 games, in 3 of them, they've had 3 interceptions. What do you think the Wolverines have to do to keep that from happening this game?
Obviously, it starts with the running game. When you're able to run the ball effectively, you don't have to put it in the air. Michigan's bread and butter is going to be running the ball. This is a BYU defense that has experience at the quarterback position. However, up the middle, Michigan may be able to find success running the ball.
And that is how we're starting off. Jake Rudolph hands the ball, takes the handoff, Davion Smith. He finds the man who number 19, Kobe. And the crowd got really angry. It looked like there may have been a holding call, but there's no flag on the field.
And they're also angry because Maurice Ways was cutting down the sideline wide open, and I believe that may have been his initial read, Jake Rudolph. He just missed him there. That's why the crowd was so upset. He had a wide open man streaking near midfield, and he just missed him, settling for the dump off. Not a dangerous play early on, but he did miss an open man.
Rudock lined up under center. He has Smith in the backfield as he hands it off to Smith. Smith trying to find a hole. He gets stuck at the line. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, a pickup of just a few yards there, but it's important to establish the running game early. Whether it's successful or not is one thing, but you've got to keep the defense honest by running the ball early. That's how those play-action fakes work, like they tried on the first play of the game.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 here for the Wolverines. 3rd and long early to start this game. This is a BYU defense that has not been that impressive in the front trying to stop the run game. Last week, they allowed 200-plus yards rushing to UCLA.
Yeah, it's a defense that's been plagued by a lot of injuries as well. They have several of their key contributors in the front 7 that are out for this game, and Michigan will look to take advantage with an offensive line that's done well, getting a good push in the last 2 games.
Rudock lined up in the shotgun. Davion Smith to his left. He has 2 receivers to his right, 2 receivers to his left. Jake Butt motions from left to right. Rudock back to pass. He has time. He's looking down the field. He throws, and it goes through the hands of Amara Darbo. Not able to get the catch as Michigan goes 3 and out for their first drive.
Yeah, Manoa Pikula provided good pressure there. Got the hit on Rudock. Rudock was rolling out to his right. The hit on him, though, forced him to throw it under contact, and he just overthrew Amara Darbo. Great 3 and out, though, for this BYU defense, getting the momentum in their favor.
Blake O'Neal in punt formation for the Wolverines. Rugby punt, as usual, not that high, but going all the way to the 30-yard line, and it ends up getting caught. Ends up getting caught by Davon Blackman. Blackman takes it and is not able to go anywhere as the Wolverines stop him on the 28-yard line.
And somewhat surprised there, he had 3 Michigan shirts in his face. elected to not fair catch it and take his chances. Risky play, and I think he caught the Gunners for Michigan sleeping there.
Tanner Magnum at quarterback. He's got Talahi Moshe as his running back next to him. Hands it off. Adam Ine takes the kick. I'm sorry, Nate Carter takes the carry. Carter not able to go anywhere with that.
BYU's a team that's going to throw the ball into the air a lot. It's important for Michigan's defensive back to be prepared to make plays on the rare running attempts. They're going to throw the ball a lot, and sometimes you can catch a defense sleeping once you get into a rhythm of throwing the ball. 2nd and 5. Magnum in the shotgun. Hands it off to Hine, who gets stuffed before the first down marker. Yeah, so BYU's trying to set the tone here early on, running the football, trying to lull the defensive backs to sleep on this opening drive. This is a big play for Michigan's defense.
Jabril Peppers helping with that tackle along with Jim Cole. The crowd is getting hyped for this 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Magnum in the shotgun again. He to his left. He goes back to pass. He dodges a tackle. He goes upfield and he slides for the 1st down.
BYU lost their quarterback to start the season, Taysom Hill. He's out for the year. He was the true running threat quarterback, but Tanner Mangum, just too much time right there and a huge space. Smart play by him picking up the 1st down.
Offensive line doing a good job finding space for him there. Magnum 1st down, 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. BYU 43, Michigan 43. Runs a check down in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, to his left. He's got time. He's looking for a pass. And he has to throw it out of bounds as he gets surrounded as there was no one open. Good job right there from the Michigan secondary.
Smart play by Magnum as well, though. Under duress, just throw the ball out of bounds. Don't give up the sack.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 on the 43. We are at 11 minutes, 51 seconds into the 1st. Magnum lining up in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He has Algernon Brown to his right. Backs up the pass. Gets hit by his own guy, but underthrows. It looked like right there, the fullback, Nate Carter, was supposed to give him a block, but Carter got pushed back into Magnum himself. Just underthrow right there. 3rd and 10. Magnum in the shotgun. Going back to pass. And he misses his receiver. That was going to be number 10 for BYU, Mitch Matthews. Matthews nowhere near that ball, however. And Jordan Lewis does a good job to get that ball throw under control.
Yeah,
BYU goes 3 and out.
Yeah, just a miscommunication there. As Mitch Matthews didn't have his head turned around. Not enough separation anyway. So good stop by Michigan as BYU appeared to be driving. Now they'll be forced to punt, though. Michigan getting the ball back.
Punting right now for BYU as it goes into the end zone. That was for BYU. That was Johnny Linehan. That ball went in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, not a good punt there from the 50-yard line. An opportunity to pin Michigan deep, and that one landed a good 5 yards deep in the end zone. And field position is going to be important in this game, and not a good start for BYU. You get to midfield, the worst case scenario you're hoping for is to pin them deep, unable to do so there.
So far, the 2 drives were both stalled by pretty solid defenses on the line. Solid defenses on the line of scrimmage. What do you think the Wolverines have to do to try and extend these plays for this next drive?
Well, Rudock's got to make the right reads, and that was a tough one for fans. Again, on the first play of the game, you have a play action. BYU bites. Maurice Ways wide open, 30 yards deep, and Jake Rudock just missed him. He didn't see him at all. Those are the type of mental breakdowns you can't have from a graduate transfer, a 5th-year guy Granted, it's his first year in this offense, but that's something that Jim Harbaugh and I'm sure this team practiced all week, knowing that was going to be the first play of the game. You have the scripted first 10 to 15 plays. Michigan blew an opportunity there. You can't afford to do that against a tough opponent like BYU. But it's important for Michigan to establish the run game. They didn't have success on that opening drive, but they're going to have to stick with it because that's how they're going to win and lose football games, is their success in the running game.
As that is what the Wolverines are going to attempt to do here. As we are currently in a media timeout for this quarter. There's 11 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Sure that Coach Harbaugh is planning out a scheme right now to try and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and this is what's so different from even a year ago is last year you didn't see a lot of adjustments seemingly being made during the game, but we've seen in all 3 games so far this year that coming out of these huddles, Michigan seems to have new energy and seems to be able to execute plays that are different wrinkles than what we've seen earlier in the game, and they seem to be winning doing just that.
As it looks like the timeout may be coming to an end soon. Wolverine offense ready to go out on the field. One thing that you got to wonder is how much of, you know that Davion Smith is going to be the starting running back. You got to wonder how much of Ty Isaac and the thankfully healthy the rest of the running back core, how much of them you're going to see during this game, especially with the finally healthy Drake Johnson.
And somewhat surprising early on, Ty Isaac so successful a week ago against UNLV. There was some questions about who would get the start at running back, but it's been all Davion Smith through the first series and on this opening play of the second drive for Michigan.
Rudock lines up under center. He has 2 fullbacks to his back. He hands it off to Green. Gets stuck at the line again. The holes that this offensive line created the past 2 games are not seeming to form for Smith right now. Davion Smith still out there, same formation, 2 fullbacks, 1 running back. Rudock under center, receiver to his left. Hands the ball to Smith again. Smith finds a hole, gets it outside, right on the outside, 2 tackles, breaks 1, goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A great 30-yard run for Davion Smith.
A tremendous block. You mentioned the 2 fullbacks in the formation. Henry Pogge had the seal block, that second fullback, to sprint Davion Smith. And Smith struggled in the first game against Utah, finding the holes. No problem there, finding a big hole and busting loose, getting into BYU territory.
1st and 10 on the BYU 45-yard line. Rudock lining up in the shotgun. Smith to his left, Smith to his right. He has 4 receivers to his left in an interesting formation that almost gets picked off.
Yeah, Micah Hanneman had that play read. Michigan has been so successful on those bubble screens so far this season. But good play by Micah Hanneman, the sophomore from Alpine, Utah. He read that play brilliantly, had it busted. And as you said, Rudock fortunate that wasn't picked off because that's a pick 6 when you pick off a screen pass like that. Dangerous throw.
Not to mention, you got to wonder where the blocking was for the 3 receivers that were in front of Chesson right there. Rudock now lining back up under center. Ty Isaac has come into the game. Hands the ball off to Isaac, who breaks a tackle, makes it up to the 45, makes it up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's actually Drake Johnson, a welcome sight in the backfield, someone who'd battled injuries the offseason, now coming in fully healthy. He was a guy many Michigan fans expected to come in and be the starting running back once his injuries were finally healed. So it's good to see him back on the field as he was a big burst of energy down the stretch last year for this Michigan team.
Johnson gives you a change of pace in the backfield for the Wolverines that you know Coach Harbaugh likes to implement from time to time. Johnson still out there on the field. Rudock in the shotgun. Johnson to his left. He has time. Throws the pass up to Darbo, who makes the catch.
Unbelievable snag. He went up with one hand, and that was all he needed. A great throw by Rudock, putting it in the back shoulder where only his receiver could make the play. But Amara Darbo, that's a catch we're going to see on SportsCenter tonight. I can guarantee that. An absolute circus-like performance there by Darbo. All he needed was one hand. Unbelievable catch there.
Gigantic catch for him. One hand on the tip of his fingers. Looking like Odell Beckham Jr. out there. As the Wolverines are 1st and 10 at the BYU 19. Rudock under center. He has the fullback. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson's got a block. He goes to the outside, trying to find a seam, but not able to get more than 1 yard there. Tried to do a runaround as the ball was pitched to him and just not able to escape 2 BYU defensive linemen honing in on him there. Second and 10 on the 19-yard line. Johnson out, Smith in. Rudock under center. He's got Darbo to his left. Hands it to Smith. Smith breaks one tackle, tries to go upfield and gets stuck on a shoestring tackle.
Yeah, right after Michigan has a big play, picking up the first down in the Darbo reception. BYU's defense has responded with 2 straight stops, and now that puts Michigan in a dangerous position. With a kicker they're still not completely sure about. Kenny Allen's only attempted 4 field goals on the season. They're right on the brink of where you might start to be a little bit nervous about a field goal attempt. So Michigan would like to pick up a few yards here.
They lost a yard on that, so it's now 3rd and 11 on the 20-yard line. 3rd and long for the Wolverines here. Rudock under center. Quick pass to number 80 as that's going to get taken down right before he gets the touchdown. That was a huge catch for the tight end Khalid Hill.
Yeah, Khalid Hill used so sparingly in the passing game. A nice little fake pump there by Jake Rudock to try to get the defense off balance. It worked to perfection. Khalid Hill lined up, initially fakes like he's going to be a blocker, then comes wide open for the reception, getting right down to the goal line.
Rudock with an excellent fake to J.U. Chesson right there. Davion Smith in the backfield as it looks like BYU is going to be taking a timeout. BYU 1st and 1 on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, Michigan is 10 of 10 in the red zone this year, 8 of which they've converted for touchdowns, looking to make it now 9 touchdowns on 11 attempts on this one. And that's so key to winning and losing football games, is the difference of when you can come away with 7 points as opposed to 3 in the red zone. That makes all the difference.
And right now you see how Harbaugh, this is a situation that Harbaugh likes to run in his offenses. Has 1 yard, has bruising backs in the backfield. Got to expect you're going to probably see a 2 fullback set with Davion Smith out there for this upcoming play.
There's no easier place to drop than when you're at the half-yard line. And as you said, Michigan, a power-running team, this is right where they want to be, on the doorstep. Just tell your offensive lineman, push the guy in front of you and knock him over, and let the running backs, especially a runner like Davion Smith, bulldoze his way into the end zone.
So far today, Rudock be for 5.2 yards. Smith 35 yards on 4 attempts rushing, and Amar Darbo with a huge 21-yard catch.
I'm somewhat surprised here to see BYU taking this touchdown early on. It's just, you give up a big play, you let Michigan onto the 1-yard line. Not sure what the timeout comes. It's 1st to goal from the 1, but perhaps BYU's prepared to stuff the Wolverines, but I think after this first play, we may see it as just a wasted timeout.
Not exactly what many people would do here, is you have to expect if you're BYU that Michigan's just going to try to run the ball right here.
And Bronco Mendenhall, certainly one of those coaches you don't want to question in his 11th year as head coach at BYU, and he's turned this program into a contender each and every year to win 9-10 games. Now as an FBS independent program, they get to pick their own schedule every year. And like Notre Dame, they have an opportunity to get into the playoff every year without playing the same opponents every year, which can be a challenge at times when you're playing different teams each and every year and you don't really know what to expect. This is the first time BYU's ever played at the Big House, and they haven't faced each other since 1984.
When Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback for the Wolverines, even though he was hurt for the majority of that season. We are coming back here with 7 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Michigan in an I formation. Smith in the backfield, along with Jones Homa as the fullback. But there is a flag on the play. Let's listen in to see what it is.
Start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That is on the fifth-year senior, Graham Glasgow. A mistake that you do not want to see the leader of the offensive line make like that.
Now, your center, anytime they false start, he's the one guy more than anyone who needs to know the snap count. He's the guy snapping the football. And now that pushes Michigan from the 1-yard line to the 6.
Rudock still lying up under center with Smith in the backfield and Homa to his left. Andrew Smith. Smith trying to find the seam. Getting 4 yards. Pushing his way up. And his helmet is going to come off.
And that's big because that means he has to come off for a play. When the helmet comes off, you have to check out. So Derek Green's going to come in for him. Change your pace back at Green. And Davion Smith about the same size, but Smith runs a lot more angry at times. But Derek Green's going to get his opportunity now from the 3.
And it looks like Ty Isaac is actually going to come in for Green instead, as Michigan is able to get 3 yards out of what looked like nothing. So it is 2nd and 3 on the 3-yard line. Michigan. Rudock under center. Isaac in the backfield. Fake to Isaac. Rudock looking for a pass. Going to take it to the end zone himself. And that is a touchdown for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, great play design there. Rolling out to the right side. All he saw was green grass in front of him. And the easiest read a quarterback can make is 3 yards to get to the end zone. I'm not going to throw it. I'm going to keep it myself. And Jake Rudock gets his first rushing touchdown in a maize and blue uniform. A great start to this game for Michigan. You come out on your first drive, go 3 and out. Second drive, you respond with a touchdown. And now that puts BYU behind.
Puts BYU behind 6-0 as we wait for the extra point. Kenny Allen is the kicker for the Wolverines. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Wolverines take a 7-0 lead on the BYU Cougars.
And CJ, one of the questions I have was, if Michigan fell behind, would they be able to go to the air and throw the ball? So it's important for Michigan early on because we haven't seen a passing game we can trust yet in Jake Rudock. One of my questions was coming into this game, can Michigan take an early lead and sit on that lead? When you're a running team and want to run the football, you've got to get an early lead. You've got to control the pace of the game, and you've got to control the time of possession. If Michigan can have those 6-7 minute drives that result in touchdowns, that's the type of football they want to play, and that's how they're going to win this game.
And right now, got to give credit, majority credit of that drive to the amazing catch by the newly minted United States citizen, Amara Darbo.
Yeah, Amara Darbo from Sierra Leone became a citizen on Thursday. So that catch, certainly another highlight to add to arguably the biggest week of his life. And a great story and an even greater play right there. That is a play I can promise you tonight you will see all over the highlight shows.
Here we go. Kenny Allen is going to kick off. In the backfield for BYU, Damon Blackman takes the ball. Stops at the 12-yard line. That was done by number 15 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, James Ross the third there, making the big play.
And making a tackle as well.
And Ben Gideon, great special teams play when you force the return man to take it out and can stuff him before getting to the 25.
Manning under center. He has Hine to his left, two receivers to his right, two receivers to his left as well. Manning has space. Gets pushed out the pocket. Has to throw out of bounds to not take the sack.
Another smart play, though, by Mangum. He had Taco Charlton right in his face, forcing him to roll out of the pocket. Mangum, rather than taking the sack, though, got rid of it. Smart play there. Is this BYU offensive line struggling early? They have allowed 12 sacks so far this season.
As we continue in this game, the cheering here right now is for Derek Jeter, who has just been shown the big house swing. However, there's a big run coming from Brown as he is taken down after a 20-yard run.
Yeah, great play there by Hine, finding the gap, running to the outside. There's been room on the outside, and that's why I was saying earlier, the defensive backs are going to have to make some open field tackles when BYU tries to bust it outside, but they've got to be honest and still maintain good coverage.
Mangum lining up in the shotgun. He has two backs. He has a back to his left, a back to his right. Looks like it's going to be Hine and Carter. Using those blockers, there's a flag on the play, and that's going to be incomplete. Two flags are called. Got to wonder if that's going to be offensive holding.
I think they're going to get him for illegal formation. That's what Harbaugh's signaling from the sideline. The flags came out right as the ball was snapped, so I would assume that's the ball.
I know the referees are trying to figure out what it is.
I think it's two penalties. Harbaugh's picking the one.
Illegal formation, offense. More than 4 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
So, after getting a big run from Hine, the Cougars have placed themselves back more than they would have liked. It's a first and 15 on the 37-yard line. Mangum lined up with Hine and Carter to his right and left. Makes the handoff to Hine. Tries to throw it. But having to toss it up. There's a flag on the play. That's going to be a defensive pass interference on Jordan Lewis.
Pass interference, defense number 22. Spot foul, automatic first down.
Actually, that's going to be on Jared Wilson.
Yeah, Jared Wilson put his arm on that back hip and turned his receiver. That's the play you can't do. You can't have your arm on the back hip and twist the receiver like he did there.
I think they may have gotten the number wrong, as I do think that might have been Jordan Lewis. Either way, first and 10 on the 48-yard line. Mangum lined up with two backs. He's got Hine to his left and Carter to his right. Mangum back to pass, breaks a tackle, finds space and gets taken down after a 5-yard run.
Yeah, Maurice Hurst Jr. Great motor there, great play to chase down Mangum. Mangum got out of the pocket, gained a few yards, but that's the kind of defensive play that needs to be made when you're defensive alignment. You've got to keep chasing the quarterback once he gets out of the pocket.
As it looked like Mangum was trying to get out of there as quickly as he could. Mangum, Carter and Hine next to him. He has two receivers to his left. Hands the ball off to Hine. Hine's going to get tackled for a loss.
Mangum made the wrong read there, and Michigan's defense all over that one. Ryan Glasgow coming from the right edge of the defensive line to make the stop, but that's when Mangum on that option read, that was an option where he should have kept the ball. Instead, he made the handoff to BYU's. Takes a big loss.
3rd and 12 on the BYU 46-yard line. Mangum in the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, two receivers to his right. He's got Hine as a block. However, that was almost intercepted by number 4 for the Wolverines, number 8, Channing Stribling, and ends up going into the hands of the BYU receiver, number 19, Davon Blackman.
It's the cliche that the reason you're on defense is you don't have good hands, but that applied right there. The pass thrown directly to Stribling went right through his hands. Big play, though, for BYU to pick up the first down.
First and 10 on the 40, the Michigan 40-yard line. Magnum quickly hands the ball off the Carter as he gets hit relatively quickly as soon as he gets the ball. However, he's able to get about a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. If you are chanting Stripling, you have got to be kicking yourself right now for not making that catch, but you've got to have a short memory here. Magnum has Carter to his back, has Hine to his left, moves the receiver from right to left, makes the handoff, finds space to run, throwing downfield, and the ball is going to go in and out of the hands of number 3, Colby Pearson.
Yeah, Colby Pearson had his man beat, but Duado Hill made up for it. He chased him down when the ball was in the air, forcing Pearson to adjust in the air, and Pearson only was able to get one hand on it. Great play by Hill to make up for after getting beat on the initial route. He got there to break up the receiver from the football.
3rd and 6 on the 36-yard line. Hine in the backfield. Magnum has 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. In the shotgun, trying to get past him, he's going to get sacked! A huge tackle for Willie Henry.
Willie Henry busted through the offensive line with reckless abandon and brought down Mangum, and Taco Charlton was in there too. It was a party in the backfield. Michigan's defense is going to have to make plays like that all game. This is a BYU offensive line that gives up a lot of sacks, gives up a lot of penetration. Big play there to push BYU back, take them out of a potential chance to go for it on 4th down. Now they're forced to punt.
4th and 16 on the 46. That was the 13th sack on the season for BYU. Johnny Ryan is the kicker as Jabril Peppers calls for the fair catch at the 10-yard line.
And Peppers had a lot of room. Shouldn't have taken that fair catch. He could have returned that one. He's an electric returner. He's got to take his opportunities when he gets them. That was one there that he should take advantage of. Instead, a fair catch at the 10 means Michigan's going to have to go 90 yards if they want to hit Pater again with 2:56 left to go in the first quarter.
And that's something you've got to think the Wolverines coaching staff wants to fix.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's his first year returning punts full-time after going down with an injury last year. And I think that's one of those things you get used to. It's more difficult, too, when you're pinned so deep. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to muff a punt so deep in your own end. So not the worst play, but you'd like to see him take some chances because he is so electric in space with the football.
Eventually, you got to think that Jabril Peppers will make a key play on special teams. That just was not one of them.
It's a matter of when as opposed to if, I think, at this point. After seeing glimpses of what he can do in the return game, it's only a matter of time before he has one of those big plays.
2 minutes, 56 seconds left in the first quarter. With a lot of passing going on, this has already become a much slower game than previous games the Wolverines have been in, as the Wolverines typically tend to run the ball and kill clock.
Yeah, and with the amount of times BYU is going to throw the football, it's going to be a much slower game than we've seen in previous weeks. It's important for Michigan to try to get into a rhythm, though, when they have the ball in offense, because they're going to be getting the ball back fairly quickly. And they've got to run the football well because your defense is going to be tired. When a team throws it this much, you've got to take your opportunity when you have the football to eat as much clock as possible, allow your defense to get some rest. And Michigan's offense is designed to do just that.
You got to think that's what offensive coordinator Tim Drevno is telling his team down there as the Wolverines get set to take another shot at scoring with 2 minutes, 56 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. Looks to start off this drive. It's going to be Davion Smith and Sione Homa as the starting running back and fullback for this upcoming drive.
I've got to say, I got to point something out that I just saw on the side. Harbaugh's the most involved head coach I've ever seen on a sideline. During this timeout, he went over to help move benches back against the wall. I guess he thought the benches were too close to the field. He personally went over with a couple of the student managers and lifted the benches with them to move it back coming from the sideline. You love to see a coach that involved in his program.
Rudock lining up with Chesson and Darbo on his side. Savion Smith to his back. Jake Buck shifts to a blocking position as he hands the ball off to Smith, who dodges one block and does one tackle and gets smashed at the line of scrimmage. Luckily, he gets up from that, as that was a pretty hard hit right there.
Yeah, Graham Rowley delivering the blow, and he came all the way from the right end spot after Smith broke a few tackles. BYU getting all sorts of pressure in the box. Not a good push so far from this Michigan offensive line on the running attack plays.
They've been able to find some small holes for them at the start, but there's not going to be a chance for this one as Rudock under center has 3 receivers deep, and that's going to be it. He's going to dodge one tackle, go to the outside. It looks like he's going to run it. Coleman makes a block. He's running to the outside, and he dodges another tackle as he slides out of bounds. And it looks like people are waiting for a flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul for a late hit. Rudock did it against Utah, too. He goes slowly across the sideline and draws the hit late, and he got one there.
After the play was over, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 92. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's where you see the veteran experience from Jake Rudock. And he did this against Utah, which I noticed in that game as well. He gets towards the sideline and stays in bounds as long as possible, looking to draw contact, and he did it just there. I think that's a tough break, though. Looking at the replay, that's a flag that really shouldn't have been thrown. He got away with one, but an experienced play there from Rudock, picking up for 15 yards and moving the chain.
Moving it to the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. That play was on number 92 for BYU, Graham Rowley. Rudock under center. Quick pass to Freddie Cantina. Doesn't drop it as it is going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Jake Rudock on that screen pass just leading his receiver a little bit too far. And Canteen's a guy you want to see get the football in his hands in space because he has so much speed, just not able to do anything there.
Canteen is known as being one of the faster players on the team with some of the most explosiveness. But right there, he just didn't have enough time to plan his speed and make that catch. 2nd and 10, 34-yard line. Homa and Smith in the backfield. Rudock under center. Fake to Smith. Rudock with plenty of time. Going downfield. Catch from Jake Butt. Butt dodges one tackle. Dodges another. Keeps going. Gets tackled at the 25-yard line.
Jake Butt was wide open, cutting across from the right side of the field, cutting right over the middle. He waved his hand out. Rudock finally spotted him. I thought he was going to miss an open man again, but he didn't there. A big play and a big connection, which Jake Butt is slowly becoming Jake Rudock's favorite target on those big plays, and he comes up with another one there, getting close to the red zone now.
Just like that is 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. Wolverines, two men set in the backfield with handing the ball off to Smith. Dodges one tackle and gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, not really going anywhere after he got the ball.
BYU trying to take the running game away. That's Michigan's 11 rushing attempts so far here in the first quarter as it winds down. Michigan's going to continue to stick with the run, but it's good to know if you're Michigan that you can go to the air with success on the play action, because when you run the ball this much, the defense is going to bite on those play action fakes.
Smith's going to line up as a receiver. Darbo, Buck, and Chesson are all there as Rudock is in the shotgun. Smith thinking there's a blocker as that pass almost gets intercepted as it got tipped by number 94, Kinsey Tausinga for BYU.
And Fred Warner, the linebacker, came in and got him Rudock's face again, delivering a blow. BYU's brought a lot of blitzes, and the only way to really beat a blitz effectively on passing plays is the screen pass, which Michigan struggled with. So it's really been a chess match so far between BYU's defensive coordinator, Nick Howell, and Jim Harbaugh, who's calling the plays for Michigan. of seeing when the blitz is coming and Michigan trying to call the correct plays against it.
Rudock lining up in the shotgun with Smith to his left. Smith serving as a blocker as Rudock gets a pass for the first down to Chesson.
It's going to depend on the spot. I think initially it looked like a first down, but it's going to come down to the spot, and it looks like they're going to have him about a half yard short.
The fans
Michigan's
are
going
not
for it,
happy about it. But it looks like Harbaugh's discussing the spot with the line judge. Excellent catch by Chesson as Chesson had to dive to make that grab. He was able to corral it before it hit the ground. And Michigan on 4th and 1 at the 16-yard line is going to go for it as we run out of time here in the first quarter. Michigan has a 7-0 lead on BYU after one quarter has completed. Right now, if you are the Wolverines, you've got to think that a running play is the smartest move to go from there. BYU not doing a bad job as I am joined in the booth by Dan Disler. And Dan, what have you seen so far that you liked from the Wolverines?
The Wolverines look really solid all around there in the first quarter. Defense was able to contain that high-octane BYU offense. And the offense looked really solid. Jake Rudock seemed to make good decisions in the first quarter there, finding receivers on most of the plays, made some big plays downfield there, all really effective.
What do you think Rudock needs to do to help to either Michigan and Rudock needs to do to get the screen pass to work more effectively as it's been interrupted or blocked or messed up in some way, shape, or form every time they've gone for it this season?
You got to think BYU is seeing that Michigan loves to use that screen pass and game plan against it. So what you got to do is you got to get the defenders coming downfield. Drop them out with longer pass plays, get the pass rush coming upfield, so you catch the defenders off balance with the screen passes. Otherwise, it's meant to get the defenders upfield. You can't get the defenders up committing the screen pass will be effective. So they can draw that pass out, rush pass out. And to do that, I think you really have to make the pass game a real threat. And we've seen some of that from Rudock here. But getting some of those longer gains down the field, that'll really help set up the screen game better.
And if you are the Michigan faithful, you gotta like what you're seeing from the receiving corps from the Wolverines. So far in receiving, they've totaled 88 yards, but 3 players have catches for over 15 yards so far.
Absolutely. Rudock is really struggling throwing the ball down the field. The receivers have helped him out. You saw that, of course, that incredible catch by Amar Darbo in the first quarter there. That was quite a play. He looked for these receivers. They're big-time playmakers. He's got some targets. He's got some weapons with his Michigan offense. Rudock can get the ball in their hands and then continue making plays throughout this game.
Do you agree with Michigan's decision to go 4th and 1 here?
I think so. I think this is a big opportunity to put up another 7 on the board against a team from BYU that has the explosive passing offense that can come back. Michigan's looked good in the short distance all game. They got to get the push stuff. It's interesting to see if they'll go for a run play. You would expect run. I wouldn't put it past Harbaughh to do some sort of play action quickly here. Pick up that 4th and 1.
As we come back from this media timeout, the Wolverines start the second quarter are going to go for it on 4th and 1 with the 16-yard line.
Back here in the second quarter. Michigan breaks the huddle and sets up to the line. Big formation out here. BYU quickly substituting in some of their bigger package guys. They see the formation of Wolverines. Harbaughh in the field, he's calling back. We're not to give some final instructions here.
That's the one thing that happens with these in-between quarter timeouts. They're much longer than you would expect them to be as Wolverines get ready here. Got to think that, as you said earlier, it's going to be a run play here.
Let's see. That's the power offense here. And it looks like we're finally just about to get back underway here. Crowd starting to stir in anticipation. Now Rudock under center. He's got 2 fullbacks behind him. The deep back is Devion Smith. 2 tight ends in the game playing the either side of the line. Rudock tries to get outside there. And there'll be a call here.
2 flags here It looks like there might be a. It's going to be an offsides play on. It's going to be an offsides play on the BYU Cougars.
Absolutely. Jake Ruddock using the hard count there to draw the overeager BYU defense off the line. Michigan able to pick up the first down without even running a play. A huge 5-yard penalty. Now the start. First and 10 on the 11-yard line. Same formation here. Big man in the game. Ruddock in the center now. Two fullbacks behind him. Taking on speed once again. Big handoff. Big handoff. Take it down after gain about 2 yards there.
Puma got his first touchdown last week against UNLV. Got to be excited to get some more playing time with the ball in his hand.
Absolutely. Almost heartbreaking there when they called the touchdown back. Puma was able to get it back to that play, jump over the pylon, and still get that first touchdown. Now we go. Back in the field this time. Spread out. Receiver right, receiver left. Jake Buck to the slot. Now Buck comes in motion to the backfield. And Davion Smith is beat back. Dog in the center takes the snap. Gives to Davion Smith. Smith heading it on immediately and taken down by the BYU defender Harvey Longy in the backfield. That'll set up second down and 5 here. 6 yards.
Smith right there didn't even have time to try and find a hole. As soon as he got that ball, he was met by the BYU defensive line. Longy just had him wrapped up immediately. Read that play beautiful.
Now Michigan breaks the huddle once again. Back in the shotgun this time. Point to his right by Davion Smith. They started tight end. 3 receivers. Ready with cross center. Ruddock takes the snap. Back to throw. Fires over the middle. Go wide. Open. Amara Garbo. Touchdown, Michigan.
And what a pass right there for Ruddock. Easy pass. Perfect amount of time to make it. Nothing too difficult to ask for the Wolverine quarterback right there. And Amara Darbo with a big touchdown for the Wolverines to put them up 13-0.
Great protection there for Ruddock. He was able to stand in the pocket, take his time. Looked like a blown assignment or something there. As Amara Darbo simply waltzed into the end zone uncovered. Now Kenny Allen on to attempt the extra point for the Wolverines. That ball down stick is good. And it's 14-0 Wolverines here with 13:37 remaining in the second quarter. What did you see on that drive, CJ? What did you like for the Wolverines? Able to punch it in there from the red zone.
On that drive right there, I really like the protection the offensive line provided Jake Ruddock on that touchdown pass. Ruddock had plenty of time to set his feet, find his target, and make an accurate throw. Something that some people have kind of been wondering if he has been able to do in these past few games. Right now, after missing a wide open man earlier in the game today, Ruddock has kind of fixed that and has been able to find his receivers a little bit better as time has passed, as time has gone on.
Absolutely. Now, if you're the BYU head coach here, you're down 14-0. You're Brooklyn Mendenhall. What are you telling your team here? What are you telling your offense? What are you looking to get going?
You're telling your offense to not get down. And the fact that you know your offense has the explosive capability to go down the field and score points in a small amount of plays. They've scored touchdowns on 5-play drives in the past few games. They've got the ability to put up big points. It's just a matter of the offensive line has to do a good job of protecting Mangum, or he's not going to have the time he needs to make these plays that he needs to get.
Absolutely. And do you expect the Michigan defense to continue to be aggressive, or do you expect them to sit back a little bit with this 14-0 lead, play a little more prevent style?
With 13:37 left in the second quarter, you do not want BYU to really get a chance to go any further than they already to get any closer than they already are. If you play less aggressively, there's no telling what might happen, and you could end up potentially giving up points. Instead, you're more aggressive and you keep attacking the ball. You're going to force one of those turnovers that Magnum has given up so far this season. He has 3 interceptions to 4 touchdowns so far. Right now, you've got to think that if you're BYU, you cannot give up hope that you can go down and score with this Wolverines team. As many people know, the Wolverines team is not an explosive offense. They are good at running down clock, good at damaging the game, and making the clock work against them. If you're BYU, if you can somehow expose the receivers, you've got a much better chance.
The start that every Wolverine fan has to be loving here. Up 14-0 with offense designed to count the ball. Offense designed for this situation.
Exactly. You got to think that with the way the secondary has been playing, they've come very close to snag the ball out the air. Not once, but twice. If you're the Michigan secondary, you got to have the confidence that you're going to go out there and completely take one away eventually.
Absolutely. These big receivers that we talked about in the open haven't really shown up that far today. You know, I look for Tater Magna. I'm looking to get the ball downfield to one of those big guys. Now the team lined up here for the kickoff. Kenny Allen sent it deep for the Wolverines. Allen, end over end. Kickoff goes. It's fielded. Short kickoff there. Able to be returned here for BYU. Up towards the 20 where he's taken down there. Just outside the 20-yard line. Pretty average field position here.
And that was a great play by Ben Gideon right there. Able to snag Takanaka as he was trying to cut upfield. Gideon just wrapped his arms around him and didn't give him a chance to get anything right there.
The special teams has looked excellent so far today for the Wolverines.
There's one thing you could say that has improved the past few seasons. It has been the special teams coverage plays.
Now BYU set to go here quickly on first down. Made them in the shotgun to the receiver. Running back on his side. Made them back to throw. Same for the pocket. Throws it deep downfield looking for Mitch Matthews. And that'll be incomplete. It looks like he might have thrown that one away there as he went towards the sidelines. Good pressure on the Wolverines.
So far, Shannon Stribling is doing a very good job of containing Mitch Matthews. Matthews is 6'6", 215 pounds. Stribling's only 6'2". But Stribling's keeping him under pressure, guarding his man, and doing the best he can to keep him game.
Taking him at the shotgun here, gets the ball to Hine, where he's met immediately at the line. Might have gotten 2 or 3 there, but not a big game. It'll be 3rd and 8 here for BYU. But there's a flag on the play. And this one will come back for an illegal formation call against BYU.
This is the second illegal formation call that has been called on the Cougars so far.
Michigan opted to decline this one here. They'll stick with the 3rd and 8 situation. Now, interesting formation here for BYU. Magnum's on the center goal, running back to his left. He's got 3 receivers all bunched up on that left side. That far left side here. Takes the snap. Takes no gifts to Hine here. And he is met immediately in the backfield. Pro Peppers was there. Michigan 40. For the Wolverines was there as well.
Bryant Glasgow, extremely happy with what he saw right there. And if you're paying attention early, that tackle looked like it was going to be made by Jabril Peppers, who moved from the nickel to almost a hybrid linebacker position right behind the linebackers and swooped in to get to Magnum.
And a beautiful 3 and out here reports a punt for the BYU. And the punt is hit big, deep back. Jabril Peppers unable to field it and will be down by the BYU gunner at around the 30-yard line, where the Wolverines can now take over possession.
On that one right there, there's nothing that Peppers could really do to try and field that one. The wind obviously took that ball and just tipped it up, making it really, really hard to try and field that kick. However, if you're the Wolverines, you can't be upset with the field position, as you were able to march down 90 feet in the last drive, 90 yards in the last drive to score a touchdown. You're starting off 20 extra yards right here.
Exactly. The defense holds there. A quick 3 now. Now the Wolverines need to get back in business on offense here. And if you're BYU and you're seeing your offense getting up and you're having so much success in the first couple of games, at what point do you try and mix up the game plan? At what point do you make it adjustment? It's interesting. interesting call to run the ball on 3rd and 8 there. Not very aggressive at one point. You try and start making bigger plays.
You have to try and make bigger plays. At some point, BYU's got to realize that they've got to do that. And I think if Michigan goes down the field here and scores, they are going to have no choice. Michigan's done a good job of just killing clock, and BYU's going to have to really step up and make the plays they need to make if they want to try to 14-0 is a good lead, but it's not something you can't come back from. Average. 21-0 is a difference.
And as Harbaugh gathers all the Wolverines in the huddle there, I'm sure he's saying just that sentiment. Keep the foot on the pedal, keep the gas going. Look for another aggressive drive.
The key for Rudolph right now is to just simply make the right decisions. Don't try to pass to anyone that might be too much. If receiver understands what he needs to do, not let the receivers all the way down the field. Set up in the pocket. Your offensive line's job is to protect you. And do what you did earlier. If you see it collapsing, you see a space on the outside, run to the outside.
Talked about it a lot today, but how's that offensive line been? What did you see from the O-line? What have you seen from the O-line so far?
The O-line has done a relatively decent job at pass protection, but something that still concerns me is their run protection. Davion Smith in the game against Oregon State had holes to run. Last week, Ty Isaac had holes to run. In this game, it looks like the offensive line can't find anything to give their running backs a decent chance.
Now back here, out of the formation, 2 fullbacks for Burdock here, and he gives to the up one. It's Ume able to get a pretty good first there and pick up around 8 yards. Good hole, nice hole right up the middle, able to make our game.
And that's something that you might start to see a little bit more. Having Ume as the up back gives him a couple more seconds before Davion Smith gets the ball, and that might allow some of the holes that are still there to be open before the defensive line gets it.
Michigan breaks the huddle again. This time Henry Koji and we'll make 2 fullbacks once again for Wolverines with Davion Smith deep back, just 1 wide receiver split out to the left. Koji comes in motion as Rudolph takes a snap and gives to Davion Smith. Smith hits the hole where he's met by defenders, been able to get through. Now Smith's going to get down the middle of the field. He's got 1 man left to beat. He's pushed forward, but he's get off, please. Touchdown, Davion Smith.
My God, what the fuck is Smith right there? Caught in the middle of the pile, takes it out of breaks his tackles, has 1 man down the field, skips on him, knocks it away from the end zone for the touchdown.
Reminiscent of a certain Seattle Seahawks running back there. Marshall looked like him against the Saints in the playoffs, able to break through the line, throw a stiff arm on the last defender, spin off him, and get it to the end zone for another huge touchdown.
What a run for Davion Smith.
How good has this offense looked today? Allen out to add the extra point. Snap ball down, and once again it's good. 21-0 Michigan Wolverines.
You gotta be extremely happy to see that for the next time. One players to keep running, don't stop moving, great tackles, and that's exactly what Smith did. He was completely corralled in that pileup and somehow kept moving his feet and fought his way through. We've seen 2 highlight plays so far this game. It's the one-handed Odell Beckham-like catch from Mara Jarbo and the beast mode run from Davion Smith.
Where are his Skittles? That's what I'm asking after that play. I think he earned some. A 60-yard touchdown run.
So far, so good for Keenan Allen as the place kicker and field goal kicker for the Wolverines. Has done a very good job of putting the ball back and not letting BYU get decent field position at all.
With 11:37 to go here in the second quarter, BYU will take over his own 25-yard line. Tanner Magnum back out in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, 1 running back split off to his right. Just keep a 3 down lineman here, 5 defensive backs. Running back opens that right now, Magnum back to the right. Chase, and taken down there. What a play for Wolverines defense there.
That was a huge play.
Reese Hurst Jr.
Mo Hurst right there. That is going to be his second sack on the season. Hurst couldn't play half the last year with a broken hand. Has really come in to make an impact so far for this Wolverines team.
Now Magnum back out in the same formation. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Running back like on the right side. Magnum takes the snap. Back to the pocket, fires one over to the left side where it's caught right side. Mitch Kirk, slot receiver, quickly hit out of bounds. 2-yard gain.
Great coverage right there by Jordan Lewis. Lewis literally walked Jordan down to tackle him out of bounds. No real time to try to get anything beyond what he was getting.
BYU looking to create a little tempo here, so quickly back to the line. Running back on either side of Magnum here. Once again, the shotgun. 2 receivers, pair right, 2 receivers. Mitch Matthews on the left. That's up for Channing's putting up there. Big pressure here as Magnum stands back, throws. Looking for Mitch Matthews. Matthews wanted the penalty there, but no flag on the play. It'll be another 3 and out for this BYU offense.
Strickland did a very good job there of guarding Matthews, as Matthews might have had a claim for the pass interference. It looked like Strickland might have maybe grabbed him a little bit, but it wasn't long enough or blatant enough.
Now it's punt for BYU. Punt set deep. Back there, Jabril Peppers might have a chance at this one. Makes the catch on the 36-yard line. Tried to lose one defender, but quickly helped came for BYU. And he's taking Jabril Peppers, taking down the 40-yard line for a try.
You know, he's got to be disappointed about that one, as he was not able to go, quite frankly, anywhere.
Tough to field those sort of rugby-style punts. I think they're meant in a lot of ways to reduce the possibility of return, and that's the style that the BYU punter uses.
He tried. Peppers literally caught the ball and was surrounded by BYU players in a matter of minutes. Looking around the rest of college football so far, we have a couple games that have started action and are currently into the second quarter. LSU is playing at Syracuse, where they are currently beating the Orange 7-3. A surprising score, as you'd think that with the manpower and, quite frankly, awesomeness are going to lock it. Excuse me.
Leonard Fournette.
Of Leonard Fournette. Excuse me about that. Leonard Fournette. You'd have to think that LSU would have a much larger lead already.
Yeah, if you look at Fournette's stats per game, he's got 8 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown. So it seems like he's doing his part.
So Fournette's already doing what he's done all season. Meanwhile, that is clearly an upset for most people. Georgia Tech is losing 3-19 in Duke.
Interesting scoreboard there. Georgia Tech favorite also last week against Notre Dame. That didn't work out well for them. Maybe they just like being the underdogs.
Meanwhile, as we move to the Big Ten, Michigan State is easily handling Central Michigan 17-0, as everyone pretty much expected that to happen. And in the battle of the bottom feeders, Kansas is losing to Rutgers 13-7.
Again, just scoring a touchdown there to make that one interesting.
Beyond that, we have Bowling Green taking on Purdue, tied up at 14, 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. And Indiana beating Wake Forest 7-0 at the end of the first.
That's a 3-0 Indiana team. Perhaps haven't faced the stringent competition yet. But
that's something that Indiana's been doing the past few years. They've gone out to a pretty decent non-conference lead, and then once they hit the Big Ten schedule, quite frankly, the same way the Wolverines have the past few years, skyrocket.
Looks like we're close to getting back underway here. 10:23 to go in the second quarter. Wolverines breaking the huddle now. Two tight ends. One tight end in here, it's Jake Butt. Two receivers to Rudolph's right, one receiver to his left. Davion Smith still on deep back. Rudolph takes a snap, he's back to throw. Under pressure, throws one deep, looking for the receiver, and it's nearly intercepted. A very dangerous throw there.
However, there is a flag on the play. I think it's going to be roughing the passer.
Looked like Rudolph took a big shot there.
Let's see what we have. Personal foul, roughing the passer on BYU.
So, yet another
15-yard penalty right there. And you've got to kind of feel for the Cougars as Harvey Longy literally jumped over a defender to try and make the tackle. It was like he was running in a track meet the way that he hurdled his way to Rudock, but it ended up getting to him a tad bit too late.
Was all for naught now here as Rudock steps out. He's got two receivers to his right, one tight end. He comes across in motion here. It's Hill. Now gives to the deep man. It's Davion Smith. Smith has a hole. He's able to get through the defender, but he's dragged down after a 10-yard gain. Close to the first down marker there. Another nice run from Davion Smith, who is now gassing that.
You're Davion Smith. You gotta just keep telling your team, give me the ball. I know I can do this. That last run gave him so much confidence. You know that he simply wants to eat.
Davion Smith's hungry. And a big formation here, a power running formation here for the Wolverines. They've got two men in the backfield once again. As Butt now motions out of the backfield to the west side towards normal 10 spot, but it's a pitch to Davion Smith here. Smith met after the toss about 3 yards downfield and taken by a gang of Cougars there. Before he's taken down, able to get the first down though to about the 32-yard line of BYU.
Now, if there's a play that hasn't really worked out fantastically for the Wolverines so far, it's been the pitch outs. They have tried to do this. They've tried to do the pitch to the running backs a couple of times before, and quite frankly, it's not gone that well.
Back in the shotgun here, Rudolph. This time, Ty Isaac into flank him. One receiver to the right, one receiver to his left, and a pair of tight ends flanking the line of scrimmage. Rudolph, play action now. Lobs it over the top to Ian Bunting. Bunting now takes it inside the 30-yard line, down near the 20. He'll be given a first down with a good spot to the 22-yard line. Another nice-looking play for this Wolverine offense.
And that's something that Ian Bunting has done consistently these past few games. Instead of being the deep threat that Jake Butt has actually become, Bunting is that tight end that you want to have going up over the middle, almost in the slot spot, to try and give you those first down plays. Great catch and catch from Bunting, and great pass from Rudock.
A nice safety blanket play there for Rudock, not requiring a lot of him. He's made the right read there, and Wolverines continue to march. Back in the shotgun now is Rudock. Isaac flanking. He's got two tight ends and two receivers to his left. Rudock takes a snap, bends in the pocket, looking. Now opts to pull down the ball. Looks like he's going to run. He's to the 25 and dives down over to about the 18-yard line. Pick up of about 4.
That was a nasty-looking dive, don't you think?
Yeah, more of a
fall,
yeah.
A fall or a shoulder slide more than an actual
face
slide. Yeah, that's the best way of describing it. If you're Rudock, though, good news is you are 7 for 11 so far with over 100 yards passing.
Indeed, he's looked very sharp today. Passer rating of 171. Wolverines back out. They've got two fullbacks in the backfield and Davion Smith and one receiver split left. Rudock gives to Davion Smith. Not much of a hole, but he's able to run up the middle for about 3 more yards. 2 to 3 more yards. And it'll be third and about 5 here for the Wolverines on the 16-yard line.
However, there's one thing that you gotta be thankful for if you are a Wolverines fan, is that even though the run game sometimes isn't getting more than 2 or 3 or 4 yards on a run, they're still getting the yards. In previous seasons, they get stopped at the line of scrimmage and you'd be in 3rd and 10. Right now it's 3rd and 5, a much more manageable position.
Now Rudock under center, he's got two backs in his backfield now. Butt comes in motion, 2 receivers split out, 1 to each side. Rudock takes a snap, drops back, looking, he'll pull it down again, and he's got open field. Rudock headed towards pylon, and he'll walk in for another touchdown. Duke Rudock with the second rushing touchdown of the
20-0 before the start of the second half. And you've got to give credit not only to Rudock for noticing that you got wide open space ahead of you, but J.U. Chesson for coming and getting the block that Rudock needed to keep himself safe to score that touchdown.
Absolutely. Rudock, great read there. He's been pulling the ball down a lot today and using it to find great open spaces against this BYU defense. Now Kenny Allen on. He's been busy man today. It's his fourth extra point try of just the first half. Snap the ball is down, and the kick is once again good. 28-0 here. 6 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the second quarter.
And just like that, the Wolverines are up 4 touchdowns against a team that a lot of people thought might actually have given them some challenges in this game. Turns out most people probably thought wrong so far.
And you got to wonder at this point, BYU's played such a tough schedule up to this point, playing, 3 very quality opponents in Nebraska, Boise State, and UCLA. Is there an element of fatigue that's going in their performance?
You got to think that that's got to be part of it. Of all the schedules that you could have possibly played, the only schedule that might have been close to it is Notre Dame's.
Yeah.
But beyond that, they haven't had a single cupcake. The cupcake game maybe you could say was BYU because they're not a Power 5 conference team. It was Boise State because they're not a Power 5 conference team. But Boise State just beat UVA by 58 points. So it's not like they were pushovers themselves. You gotta think, if you are a Wolverine fan, the reason that BYU's playing so not terribly, but so almost exhaustedly is because they're quite frankly just completely and utterly tired.
There's just no energy there. There's no spark.
The defense just doesn't seem to have the energy to keep up with the offense, and I think that's actually the problem more than anything else. The offensive line has not been able to get the blocks it wanted to get. The wide receivers really haven't been able to get open in enough time for Megan to actually make the passes. That ends up being the reason why the Wolverines are out to such a high lead right now.
If you're a Wolverines fan, this has got to be beyond the greatest start you could have imagined.
For this game against what most people, again, deem a quality opponent,
A ranked
opponent, it's definitely a pleasant sight to see. This is actually what you expected to happen last week against UNLV, and either it's the improved play from Rudock or just the fact that BYU hasn't been able to generate any kind of an offense. Wolverines seem to be completely on top of their game, both offensively and defensively, for this home game here in Ann Arbor.
Absolutely. They've held this BYU offense to 53 yards for almost 2 quarters of play here. 53 total yards. Something
that many Michigan fans haven't really seen recently. Not saying that's due to the fault of coaching, that's due to the fault of player personnel, just independent. But the defense has clearly improved under the extra help of DJ Durkin, Mike Zordich, and Greg Jackson.
Now the Wolverines set the kickoff here, but the ball flew off the tee. It's a little windy here. And our versus Drill Peppers, he's a jack of many trades. He'll be the holder on this kickoff. Kenny Allen set the kick it deep.
One thing you gotta give Peppers is that he is literally on almost every play you can think of. If it's defensive or special teams, he's out there.
And Allen sets another one for another touchback. They've taken the BYU kick return team out of the equation here. They'll start once again at the 25-yard line.
Allen, first of all, hasn't had to punt since the start of the game. That's a big factor in this. But also, he's been kicking with a really strong wind. The fact that he's been able to get it into the end zone almost every time, you got to give credit for the strength of that kid's leg.
Now, Mangum and BYU set to go here. He's got 2 running backs in the shotgun, 2 receivers right and left. Mangum throws, looking down the right sideline. Got a man, and it is incomplete. Almost a leaping athletic catch there for Terry and Hope.
And Hope right there tried to go out there and make a diving grab. It looked like he might have corralled it in, but as soon as he hit the ground, the ball popped up. Actually, it ended up hitting the outside of his hand and just getting away from him at the end of the play.
BYU set to go once again here from the shotgun, same formation here, as the give is to Hine. Hine is met at the line by a swarm of Michigan defenders to take it down after just a 2-yard gain.
And just like that, we are on third down again. BYU having to go third and long. If you are the BYU offense, you've got to think that Michigan is going to blitz you to oblivion right here.
They're back in the shotgun here for this third down play. Michigan showing some pressure here. And the snap is taken by Magnum. Pressure coming from Wolverines. Good protection from the O-line. He throws it deep. On the wrong shoulder down to the wrong side. He's looking for his man down there. Didn't seem to be on the same page with the receiver there.
Davon Blackman was the receiver. It seemed like he even got a push off against his man, but was not able to turn around in enough time. Maybe turned in the wrong direction actually, and was just not there to get the football. Not exactly a bad pass by Magnum, just a bad read route by Blackman.
That's communication indeed from Blackman. Nathan here will lead to another punt. BYU. Joe Pepper's back again, hasn't got a chance today. And BYU sends it off with that rugby-style punt, a high one here. Peppers will drop, much the punt there, but it goes straight out of bounds. A fortuitous bounce for the Wolverines. And they'll take over around the 30-yard line there. It's virtually the same outcome as if you were to make the third catch.
Either way, the one thing you've got to give BYU credit for is they are effectively taking Joe Peppers out of this game. It's not like he's only had one opportunity to maybe run it back, but every other time he's had to fly across the field to make a catch from a rugby punter.
Totally neutralizes the return game, but the field position has not yet hurt the Wolverines offense, which has been doing whatever it wants.
Now, the Wolverines go up here 35-0 before the end of the half. You've got to think that BYU is just too gassed to keep going.
And here comes Rudock now. He's got a fullback with May, and the deep back is Davion Smith, one receiver to his left. Rudock takes a snap, gives to Davion Smith. Smith met in the backfield and taken down by a pair of BYU defenders there.
Smith right there just not able to do anything, as quite frankly, he didn't even have time to really try to find a hole. Offensive line, again, having trouble getting him to the outside.
It seems as though they've been much more effective on those inside plays like you mentioned here. The Michigan set to go here 2nd and 11 after that loss of one.
That might be partially due to the fact that Smith is more of a vertical than a horizontal runner, but you still have to give your guy a chance to make the play.
Rudock under center here, in one fullback, 2 receivers, and he's back to throw now in the pocket. Stands looking for Jacob Chesson, and it's caught just outside the 40-yard line. He's evading that immediately. It'll be enough for, looks like a first down, or very close to it here for Wolverine.
It looks like they are definitely going to call that first down. Good catch by Chesson so far. Chesson has been where Darbo seems to have been the explosive down the field receiver. Chesson has been the go-to guy for the quick routes. He's been the go-to guy for the short 10, 15-yard passes to help move you down the field. And right now, you are seeing a much more effective pass game from Jake Rudock, who's currently passing for 114 yards with a 213.37 passer rate.
Unbelievable. And Rudock under center once again here. He's back to throw once again. Steps up, looking to run now, and which he's done often today, and just waltzes out of bounds near the 45-yard line without a pickup of 3.
And Rudock, it's not like he's running because he's choosing to. He's running because he doesn't really have any other option, but he's doing the smart thing and going to the outside, trying to actually get out of bounds more than anything else. Fans recently have been used to seeing guys like Denard Robinson and Devin Gardner try to use their legs as a way to actually score. Rudock's just doing it as a way to not have to throw out of bounds.
Rudock now back under center here. He's got 2 fullbacks behind him in this big formation. Gives the ball here to Drake Johnson. Drake Johnson explodes from the line of scrimmage. Threw a nice hole created there by the offensive line that time for about a gain of 8 or 9 yards, and they'll pick up another first down to about the BYU 45-yard line.
Honestly, if you're the BYU defensive line, you've really got to hope that Drake Johnson isn't staying out there for that long. You're already gassed. You're already tired. Your offense hasn't been out long enough to really give you a break. And Drake Johnson is too fast for a lot of these guys to catch up with.
if you're Michigan Wolverines, this is a great chance here for Drake Johnson to get his legs back under and bring back from that injury. Now the Wolverines set back to go in that I formation. Henry Poggi comes to the tight end spot, motioning across to the left side. The give is to Ume. There'll be a short gain here for maybe 1 yard, if anything. Not a very successful play.
Ume's still getting some playtime out there, still trying to find his way into that offense beyond just being a blocker.
Michigan comes up to run some clock here. They're taking their time in the huddle now.
They are really trying to just get this clock going all the way down. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left. You got to think if they can't get a touchdown here, they will definitely settle and be happy with a field goal as long as they kill that clock.
Now, in the shotgun now is Rudock with two receivers to his right. He steps up. He's looking, throws downfield, caught by Darbo. Darbo breaks the tackle. He's finally taken down at the 28-yard line by Micah Hannah, the quarterback for BYU.
Darbo right there did a little bit of a juke step to try to get out to the outside. Wasn't really able to get much separation between the second defender, but what a heads-up play from both of them as Darbo had to leave his route to come back in, and Rudock was able to find Darbo on the run.
A little backyard football there by Rudock, able to stay alive in the pocket and make something happen. And he comes out here with two fullbacks once again. That same formation they've utilized a lot today. One receiver to the right as Rudock gives the ball here to the running back. I think that's Drake Johnson once again, and he picks up 1, maybe 2 yards on that play. Wolverines now inside the 30-yard line. BYU down to about the 26-yard line. Drake Johnson a little slow to get up there. It's concerning for Wolverines fans, but he pops right back up and is back in the huddle for the very next play.
Drake Johnson has shown an uncanny ability to heal his body as he came out in November of last year, and it's only September here, suffering a second ACL tear, and somehow back on that field.
Unbelievable. Here, as Wolverines are back out in that I formation, Henry Poggi, the up tight end, and the ball is given to Ume. Ume got a nice little push there, hooked up about 4 yards on that run right up the middle. Utilizing the fullbacks a lot today.
Fullbacks have been a main component of this offense, especially when they've been trying to get the small yardage gains. When Smith has been in the backfield at times, they've given it to him to try to go forward. But when you're trying to move from 2nd and 9 to where we currently are 3 and 5, giving it to the up back is probably one of your best options as well.
Absolutely. You get that extra step, you get that extra ability to get straight into past the first line of BYU finishes. Work today. It looks like it'll be a main component of this Michigan offense for games to come. Now Michigan breaking the huddle here. It'll be Rudock under center. Two tight ends to his right, Ume the fullback, and a timeout now called by Michigan. Talking over here.
You got to wonder if that might have actually been a plan of Harbaugh to keep killing the clock, because that time he brought Rudock back in to talk to him with both clocks ticking down. Now you trade more clock. There's going to be a 25-second. There's going to be a 25-second play clock to see if maybe, I'm not 100% sure if the actual game clock's going to start up or if it's going to continue. It's going to wait until the ball is snapped. But either way, that kills a lot. That kills more time.
Absolutely. Harbaugh taking it down to the last second of the play clock there, using a timeout. They had 3 remaining. We'll take the opportunity to talk to the server. It's 3rd and 5. Looking to put 7 more up on the board here if you can. Make sure you got the play call here. You got to use those timeouts so they go to waste.
Exactly. It's only a minute and 13 seconds left. Michigan hasn't had a need to take one this whole game.
A great positive sign there when you still have all 3 timeouts. It's a luxury a lot of teams would like to have. Now Michigan will take this play. They're at the 22-yard line here, 3rd and 5. Rudock in the shotgun with Drake Johnson to his right. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. It's Jake Buck out of that slot position. Rudock back to throw. Looking pass intended for Bud. It was broken up. A nice play there by Micah Hanneman, the sophomore for BYU, able to step in front of Bud and force an incompletion there.
Hanneman's got to be pretty happy with that one. As Bud was an open man, but Hanneman doing a good job of setting back, waiting to see where Rudock might be looking. Creeps up on Bud, just dives in front of him, with Bud not even knowing he was there.
Nice play there to force a field goal attempt here for the Wolverines. Perhaps a little unusual for Wolverines. They're getting so used to touchdowns in this quarter.
Exactly.
It'll be about a 47-yard attempt here. Kenny Allen.
And that is
Good. They kick us up and it's good. It's a 40-yard field goal. It looks good. Kenny Allen there. Very textbook. Kenny Allen looking excellent today, converting all 4 extra points in that 40-yard field goal. Score now 31-0, Michigan.
Kenny Allen has done a pretty good job so far of getting the longer plays, the longer field goal attempts that you honestly haven't really seen in the Wolverines team recently. Allen right there, able to make that one go right through the uprights with honestly not much of a struggle.
And Wolverines back out to set the kick this one off today. Perhaps the wind aiding Allen there. He's got a strong wind in his back. Set the kick this one off again here. Wolverines fans loving it. 30-point lead. Boy, I wonder when the last time that was. Has not been in a while again, especially against this quality of opponent.
But like you mentioned earlier, man, you got to think that this is partially because BYU had such a rough schedule early on this season that they just don't have the energy. Not only did they just have to go, they went an hour ahead of their regular times, going from Mountain Time to West Coast time. But then from here, they jump forward 2 hours. They go jump forward 2 hours, going from Mountain Time to Eastern Time. They've got to be tired. It's a 12 o'clock game. So for them, they're playing early in the morning.
And the kickoff here from Kenny Allen is sent back into the end zone where it'll be taken out by the BYU man. And he's met at about the 19-yard line where he's taken down. That's where BYU starts the next drive, just shy of the 20-yard line.
Well, as we were talking about, perhaps a bit of an additional home field advantage for the Wolverines today.
And you got to think that with how tired the Cougars might be, they simply want to get through this half to try and maybe do something in the second half.
Now Magnum back out for his BYU offense, trying to make something happen here. He's got 3 receivers to right, running back to his right, one receiver left. Magnum fakes to Ine. Now looking back to throw, stumbles a little bit in the pocket. Two Wolverines giving chase. He throws to the sideline. Found his receiver there, but he's taken out of bounds quickly. Good coverage there for Wolverines. Not a lot asked to catch that.
Good catch by Nick Kurtz. Kurtz able to get to the outside and try to make the catch and try to do something with nothing essentially. Able to get about 3 yards. Can't complain with that play.
And here comes Magnum again. He's got 2 receivers left this time out of shotgun. It will be a gift to Ine. Ine met immediately at the line. Good stop there by Royce Jenkins Stone.
Ine tried to get out, but Jenkins Stone right there to make the tackle. The clocks are about even now. You gotta wonder. This is definitely going to be the last. This is more likely going to be the last play that BYU has to try and score.
He's got 3 receivers to his left here. Pocket he just held down. He flips it out to the outside. Will Peppers on the coverage there. He found his man, Tyreed. He's taken down quickly by Peppers. And the pocket continues to roll. Actually, excuse me, timeout taken here by BYU. It'll be a 30-second timeout here. It'll be 3rd and 6, the ball on their own 24-yard line with just 12 seconds left. You got to think they need a miracle to score.
Michigan actually is the team that took the time out, as BYU has 12 more seconds on the 3rd and 6. You gotta think that Jim Harbaugh wants the team to end this on a good play. You don't want to go into the half after BYU makes a first down play, give the team a tap and more momentum. It's 4th and 3. I don't think BYU is going to punt it here. You got to think that they're going to go for possibly another Hail Mary, which they've been doing all season.
But it's an interesting decision here because if they don't punt, there might still be time left on the clock. And that would give Michigan an opportunity to get a quick field goal and essentially free points. So it does look like BYU is going to send out the punting unit here.
So a 3 and out for the Wolverines, ending up in another punt.
Now the punt sent deep, and it'll bounce around the 35-yard line, bounce back. Not a good bounce there for BYU, who are down at about the 36-yard line. Just 3 seconds remaining here.
3 seconds left. Michigan more than likely just going to take a knee in this half.
You have to expect that they will take a knee gladly and happily with a 31-0 lead.
exactly the half you had to want if you're Jim Harbaugh. Rudock will just come out here. The offense, you expect nothing out of the ordinary. Just simple kneel down. They call it victory formation for a reason here. There's still a lot of time to be played, but would you say it was a victory? It was undoubtedly a victory in the first half of the Wolverines.
Without a doubt, Wolverines jumping out to a 31-0 lead, something that no one really expected, I think. And they're going to run one more play.
Harbaugh really loving this first half so much he didn't want it to end. It'll be a play-action pass. Rudock will throw it deep down the sideline, looking for his man. It'll fall incomplete, but an aggressive way to end the first half here for the Wolverines.
Harbaugh really trying to go for it on that one. Not actually a bad pass by Rudock. It just kind of sailed in the air and got the chest, and maybe wasn't looking at it as tightly. The Wolverines just, quite frankly, dominated this whole second half.
And we've come to the end of the first half here. It is our score, Michigan 31, BYU 0. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan football. We'll be back with the second half.
hello, and we're back in the second half at the Big House. Michigan is up 31-0 over BYU. Has been an absolute no-show from the BYU defense, and Vegas must know something because they had Michigan favored 6 points, and the BYU defense so far is just the team that has had 6 turnovers, 6 interceptions in the past 2 games has just had absolutely nothing. Jake Rudock has had a spectacular game so far, really good game managing, and has no turnovers. Dan, what have you seen so far?
Well, I think we talked about it a lot in the first half, but this has to be some fatigue on the BYU side. They had the toughest schedule in September. They're on the road here. They're playing at a time where it feels like their bodies, it's 9 o'clock because of the time differences. That's a huge home field advantage. And you just see the BYU team that doesn't have the energy to stay with this Michigan offense. We've seen Jake Rudock make great decisions. He's going to have some success throwing the ball downfield, passing for 132 yards in that first half and a touchdown with an exemplary passer rating of 155.9. He's just been very successful.
And I don't know about you, but coming into the game, Jake Rudock had already 6 interceptions. It would seem that the BYU team that has been creating turnovers would be an offensive wreck for Jake Rudock. But he has looked great.
A lot of bad signs coming in, but Rudock has played really well. And if he continues to play that smart and doesn't make any turnovers here, I have no doubt that this Michigan team will be able to hang on to this massive lead.
Alrighty, and looks like the Michigan team is out as BYU will receive the kickoff. And the ball is kicked over to the right side, short kick, and will land out of bounds as the BYU kick returner will step right out at the 8-yard line.
A bit of an interesting decision there by the BYU kick returner, opting to simply waltz out of bounds after making the catch. Didn't seem like he had to do that. Perhaps momentum just carried him over there towards the sideline. A terrible field position here to start for BYU.
Definitely.
Michigan's kind of backed up here. You got to think, even with this 31-point lead, this is an opportunity to send some blitzers, get some pressure, make something happen on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep, definitely. And the BYU offense needs to get started right now. And it looks like we'll have Magnum in the backfield with Adam Henney to his left, three receivers to his right in a bunch formation. The ball is snapped. Holding over to Adam Henney, short pass, 3 or 4 yards, and looks like the Michigan defense got to him, 3 or 4 of them. Looks to be tackled by Desmond Morgan, got there first.
Pretty simple pass play here for BYU. Just looking perhaps to get back to the rhythm that he had in the first one. Completely absent today.
Alrighty, and Mangum has a no back. Nope, Adam Henney comes in, sends him to his left, bunch formation, shotgun. And lining up. And the snap. Quick release over to Mitchell Jurgen, and quickly met there by number 8 of the Michigan Wolverines, Channing Scribbling.
Great play by Scribbling. He had a fantastic first half, defending the outside receiver for BYU. Great break on the ball there, and able to take him down immediately. Make sure there was no yak on that one.
Alrighty, and the Michigan lining up with Jabril Peppers at the bunt position. And shotgun out of the set, 3rd and 4.
That was deep safety now. Try and make a play here.
Magnum looking, scrambling out, going to right side. Passes it, diving catch, and misses it. Looks to go right through the hands of number 9, the BYU receiver, number 19, Devon Blackman.
Good defensive play there by the Wolverines, and they get another 3 and out here. Nathan was trying to make something happen. He scrolled out to the right side there, had a receiver, but just couldn't connect this went through his hands. You mentioned that, and bring up this 4-for-4 situation, and they're looking to punt it off once again.
Yeah, if I'm the BYU Cougars offense, that did not go according to plan with the 3 now. And the rugby style punt about 40 yards to Jabril, and he will take the return. Flag on the play. Jabril juking, spin move, and it's met by the Cougars and taken down at the, looks to be the BYU 38.
There's a flag on that one. This one might be coming back. We saw some juice from the drill there, but I think it might have been aided by a block in the back. Let's see.
Yep, definitely Jim Harbaugh told him to return that. No more calling fair catches there. And the flag looks to be a holding on the receiving end. Michigan Wolverines got called for the holding there. Looks to be number 28, and it'll be 10 yards where the flag was thrown.
Brandon Watson, number 28 for Wolverines there, called for goal. His special teamer there. Those pros from there, perhaps had a little help.
Yeah, slight amount of help there as the flag was thrown.
Still not terrible field position for the Wolverines to take over from 22. We've seen them score from this distance in this game already.
Yeah, definitely. We've had 2 or 3 very explosive plays, especially going back to late in the second quarter with Davion Smith's Marshawn Lynch-like run. Just looked to be stopped. He just kept trucking his legs and broke out. And we're going back to Jake Rudock under center. Handoff to Davion Smith. Davion Smith running, finding a hole, and met by 4 or 5 BYU Cougars.
You mentioned this Marshawn Lynch-esque heroics in the first half there. And again, Davion Smith on that one, just keeping his legs turning, keeping going upfield. He's run hard today. It's paid off. He's got 13 carries for 117 yards here, averaging 9 yards a carry. And, obviously that's boosted by that 60-yard scamper. But, tremendous avenue running the football and offensively for today.
And Jake Rudock under center, I formation. Sione Uma will move to the right. And handoff to Davion Smith. Finds a hole, punches through, spin moves into 3 or 4 BYU Cougars again. Stopped about a 2 or 3 yard gain. It will be 3rd down and about 1 on the carry.
Nothing too fancy about that one. Good old-fashioned power I formation running. Davion Smith did a good job of making the most of the hole that he had there. And when you run it twice and end up in 3rd and 1, that's a good position to be in, especially with this type of lead when you're just sort of looking to draw that clock.
Yep, definitely just looking to drain the clock there. Just keep possession as long as you can. And Michigan will line up again. Jake Rudock under center, 2 fullbacks there and it looks to be a timeout by Jim Harbaugh. Called a timeout there for the Michigan Wolverines. Must not have liked what was going on right there. Didn't like what he saw, so went ahead and called a break.
Sure. And given the situation in this game, not necessarily imperative for the Wolverines to hoard their timeout, so to speak. So if Harbaugh sees a teaching moment, sees an opportunity where he can provide useful instruction that can be perhaps utilized later on down the road against play or something. Should not hesitate to call timeout.
Of course, yeah, definitely a teaching moment right here. I mean, there's no hesitance from Jim Harbaugh. Where Michigan has a 31-0 lead. There's no pressure there. And yeah, we're currently at a timeout, and the Michigan offense has surprisingly been explosive. We haven't seen those plays definitely during the 2013 season. It's something that lacked. And I hate to take a shot at the Michigan soccer team, but the Michigan football team has the class to finish this time, unlike the Michigan soccer team, which has lacked the class to finish.
To extend the soccer analogy, Michigan's been taking some shots from around, and they've been landing them in the goal. They've been able to sort of punch it in, but in the situation, for 11 or whatever the number is at this point, perhaps 12 for 12, they've been perfect on red zone opportunities this season.
Definitely, those are definitely crucial to winning the games here.
In addition, we've seen big plays from this offense. We've seen 1, 2, 3 passes over 15 yards. We've seen a 17-yard scamper from Rudock. We've seen a 60-yard run from Davion Smith. This team has been making big plays downfield all afternoon, and it's the reason that they have this commanding lead.
Yeah, and another play that the Amari Darball, one-handed Odell Beckham-like catch. That was just sheer athleticism taking over right there.
That'll be on SportsCenter all week.
Hashtag SC Top 10.
Exactly.
Look for that. And BYU, too, you look at their offense, they've had nothing to do. You got to give a lot of credit there to Michigan's defense. They have definitely shut up, coming in ranked 7th nationally in total yards at 236 per total yards per game, and they've held them to 68 yards. Do you think that has to definitely do with the fatigue there, Dan?
I think the fatigue's an element, but this is a solid Michigan defense. We've known that all season long. We've seen that all season long. In this BYU offense, it hasn't showed up today, but perhaps it's in large part. You got to give credit where credit is due. Michigan defense is something what they want to do on offense.
Definitely, and I mean the running game has not been there, and Tanner Mangum has just not looked good either. I mean, BYU offense has just looked like a complete mess all game today.
As you mentioned, Bengals just 6 for 16 passing the ball, hasn't been able to catch those areas, hasn't been able to get those downfield plays we've seen all season. Run game hasn't had much to see either, just 37 total yards. All around the Michigan defense does a superlative effort today.
To check back into the game, it looks like Michigan is still in a huddle, possibly still waiting for TV timeout to be over to come back from commercials. We are currently, the Michigan BYU game is currently airing on ESPN too. And it looks like Derek Green is in the backfield. We have not seen a lot of him. He has fallen out. And the handoff goes to Derek Green, punch right through the middle, breaks through the hole, but is met by the BYU Cougars. Look to be number 7, Bo Hogue, was met right there. Sorry, Micah Hanneman, the sophomore out of Lone Park High School in Alpine, Utah.
So, good running there. And as you mentioned, Derek Green, a little bit out of the rotation. Looks like a little extra screen instead of trying to work his way back. There's a lot of good running backs for this team. They seem to match Ty Isaac, Drake Johnson, Davion Smith. Green seems to be the odd man out thus far.
With Jake Rudock in the under center, 3 fullbacks. Play action play. Jake Rudock rolling out. Does not see any receivers. Looks like he just got bunched off. He'll run out. 2-3 yard gain there. And it will be second down, it looks like, and 9. Possibly a yard. Possibly half a yard.
Design rollout play there for Rudock. He's looking to perhaps catch the BYU offense plays and run as they've been falling into that run after win here. Unable to find anything. That's a smart play, as he's done all day today. Takes it out of bounds. Maybe he gets a yard out of it. Says, we'll do it another play.
And Jake Rudock up shotgun. It looks to be Davion Smith to his right. 2 receivers out left. Hikes the ball. Coming in there, and BYU gets to the backfield and sacks Jake Rudock. Number 15, Michael Davis, got into the back. It looked like the BYU Cougars hit the offensive line and there'd be an open hole, and Michael Davis just hit the gap and took out Jake Rudock. It'll be 4 or 5 yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 19.
RB Longy was there as well for the Cougars. Good play there. They were able to get pressure on Rudock. Rudock didn't have time to see it and get rid of the ball there. Bring up a 3rd and long. In this situation, you'd have to expect the Wolverines to simply play it safe, given their leads. A draw play or a screen play, something low risk here, I would expect it to come.
And Jake Rudock in shotgun. Davion Smith to his left. Hikes the ball. Passes out. Screen play. Amari Dalbar takes it. Gets to... Oh, and he's tackled down by number 30, Michael Wadsworth, and the Michigan Wolverines will come up short. It will be 4th and 5, it looks like. Yep, 4th and 5. Ball on the Michigan's 47, and they will send out the special team unit.
Not a bad play there, though. They went with a simple screen, and it looked like Darba, Green in front of it, was able to pick up about 14 yards. And, set them better up for punting. So they can try and hit BYU back. And just give them no chance to win. Blake O'Neal out to punt now.
Hikes the ball, sends it to the right corner over there. BYU under it. Oh, and looks to be, and pins it down.
What a perfect punt there for Wolverines. The ball bounced at about the 4 yard line, was collected by the waving Wolverine player at about the 1 yard line. There is a flag on the play, however, looks like there's some contact with Wolverine and then BYU was set to make the punt return. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it looked to be Micah Hanneman was there, and I think the Michigan Wolverine just made contact with Micah Hanneman before the ball dropped. It looks to be a penalty on the Michigan Wolverines. And the referees are still conversing. Yep, not giving penalty on the Michigan Wolverines, not giving Micah Hanneman the opportunity to catch. It'll be on number 8 for the Michigan Wolverines. Channing Stribling will be called for that penalty there.
Interesting call by the referees there. It looked like the BYU player was not even trying to catch the ball there. Still, he had the right to the opportunity to catch it, and the ruling upfield was that Stribling infringed on that pitch. Therefore, the penalty.
Yep, and looks like there will be a TV timeout right now as possession switches. And the Michigan Wolverines have looked good so far coming out of the half. They haven't looked great, but time managing definitely, if that's the goal for Jim Harbaugh right now, is going very smoothly.
It's like rather quickly. We're down to 9 minutes and 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Things seem to go relatively flat. As long as this Michigan defense continues to be stout, there should be no stress at the end of this.
Yeah, Michigan's definitely taking control of the game with the time of possession. I think they are currently up 22 minutes versus 11 minutes for BYU. They have completely dominated the game when it comes to control of the time of possession for the Michigan Wolverines. Definitely continue with the running game and to keep the clock moving. That is the objective here. I was going to say, just don't give BYU the opportunity to make a comeback.
Drive in late game situations. He's able to keep it. Derek Reed or something fresh like defensive game opportunity. He's tired. But your secondary, you see how long it is before they try and maybe switch things up to get the second team.
Yeah, bring in the second team units. The ball will be on the 19-yard line for the BYU Cougars. Tanner Magnum in the backfield looks to be in shotgun and to his left. Number 26, Nate Carter will be there, and he has there again in the wide receiver bunch set, 3 to his right, 1 to his left. And the officials look to be holding the clock still. Oh, TV timeout. And the play is in. Magnum shotgun. Carter to his left. Bunch set wide receivers to his right. And hikes the ball. Draw play to Carter. Runs it up the gap, but is met by number 43 of the Michigan Wolverines, Chris Wormley, who's had a fantastic season so far, coming in leading second in the nation with 7 tackles for a loss. He has been a disruptor in the backfield.
He Wormley has this defensive run all day. Just allowing around 40 rushing yards total this time offense.
And Tanner Magnum in the shotgun set. Carter rolls out screenplay. Misses the first block and then is clobbered by, it looks to be Chris Wormley again. Jeremy Clark just clobbered him right there. Sent Carter to the ground. They get 4-yard pickup there.
Big hit from the redshirt junior Clark there. He's played a lot of snaps. He's a bigger corner defensive back in the system. He's been a huge part of holding down these huge wide receivers. On the outside matchup, we want to get through 6'5", 6'6" guys.
And 3rd and 3 right now. Magnum in the shotgun set. Reeves looking, passes it down the field. Miscommunication, and it looked like Delano Hill almost got to that pass. It was a warrant that the pass was just errant. It went way over to the 40-yard line. It looked like the BYU receiver just cut in for a quick post, and major miscommunication there as the BYU Cougars will punt the ball now on 4th and 3.
Absolutely, like you mentioned, major miscommunication there. Like no one was in the same area code as that pass that time. Made them far off this pass there to lead to this punt.
And the punt is off. Looks before it. Jabril Peppers over to, he catches it, takes it, jukes the first, jukes the second, running. Oh, tackled still on his feet to the 40-yard line. Then grappled down. He made some quick moves there, but jumping a little too laterally there and not going down the field.
Not a whole lot to work with Drill there. Able to shake the first with that little cut move to the right, and then got it on another, but finally swarmed by the BYU kick coverage. He looked explosive at points. Michigan fans obviously waiting on him. He's so highly touted and so much hype with him. They're waiting on him to make some big plays in that third spot. Haven't seen it today, but he's got to give credit to BYU for taking that situation.
Yeah, definitely the vibe in the big house and Michigan fans everywhere is around how explosive Jabril Peppers is, and just waiting for him to make those huge plays that he has just showcased in high school coming out of Paramus.
Absolutely. He's a big play waiting to happen. We haven't seen it today, but it will certainly happen sometimes.
And Jake Rudock under center with Davion Smith in backfield, bunch formation. And play action there. Jake Rudock sitting in the pocket collapsing, rolling out to the left, and he'll just throw it away.
On play by Rudock there. Trying to play action. The defense was not cool. They had all their coverage. Hey, you rolled out, try to extend the field as much as possible, and then the last possible moment to bring it away.
Yep. And Sione Taki was there to rush Jake Rudock out of the backfield, disrupted the pocket, and Jake Rudock, as being smart, just threw it away. And under center, in the huddle right now. And
certainly taking their time here on the Wolverines. Down to 7 seconds on the play clock as they break the huddle here.
Yep. Jay Cheston out to the left, I formation, hand off to Davion Smith. No hold there, cuts out left, tackled by 4 or 5 BYU Cougars in the backfield, loss of a yard.
Good contained there by BYU, able to plug
up. Oh, Davion Smith looks hurt. He is on the ground. Looks like his ankle, his right ankle, tries to stand up and then sits back on the ground. Not good news for the Michigan Wolverines, as Davion Smith has been a power back all game, carrying this Michigan Wolverine rushing game with 190 yards total for the Michigan Wolverines. Definitely has to have had the majority of those carries.
Yeah, Davion Smith was 125 yards today, and that huge 60-yard touchdown. This would be a astronomically huge loss for this Michigan offense. He has been the bow cow. He has been the workhorse all season long, and for the lion's share of the last 2 seasons, he's been the guy that's been the most explosive and the most productive out of that Michigan backfield.
Yeah, coming into last year is definitely a battle against Derek Green and Davion Smith, and Derek Green lost the battle there. Davion Smith came in proving to be as you said, take the lion's share of the snaps, and he has been a centerpiece to this Michigan offense.
Gotta wonder, I would not expect to see him again today.
Yep.
Especially with this commanding lead we have with the plethora of running backs that the Wolverines have to offer.
Yeah, Davion Smith will walk off the field on his own, accompanied by a couple of trainers, and he'll take a seat on the bench there to get examined. Hopefully he's all right.
Perhaps a good sign that he's able to walk off on his own power.
Definitely. And the Michigan Wolverines will take 3rd and 11 and shotgun set. Jake Rudock in the back, Ty Isaac to his right, and 2 receivers out left, and they hike the ball. Sitting, Jake Rudock taken from behind, number 44, the BYU Cougars. Remington Peck just beat out Ty Isaac on the block. He came around and took Jake Rudock down for a 5-yard sack. And the Michigan Wolverines offense will come off the field and bring in the punting unit on a 4th and 16.
Not a good offensive possession there. Not necessarily needing to be given the situation.
Yep, given that the clock is still running and time is running out for the Cougars.
However, you would have liked to see them sustain more of a drive here. And
Blake O'Neal with a fake. He's going. He's down. Oh, he's still on his taken down about 5 yards shy there from the first down mark. Very risky move. I mean,
very
not really.
Interesting call.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what Harbaugh was thinking on that one. Perhaps just looking for an opportunity to practice that fake punt, or maybe Blake O'Neal decided to take off on his own there. Yeah. I'm not sure, but
maybe he didn't like what he saw there. Blake O'Neal just took it to his own hands to try and run it, use his legs.
Looked like a design play call there. I'd expect to see a more animated Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines.
Oh, definitely. Irate, throwing the clipboard on the ground, as 2 weeks ago against Oregon State, he was absolutely livid.
He's not doing that here today, so you got to expect they actually meant to do that play call. Perhaps just looking for an opportunity to practice some of these things. We saw him at the end of the first half. He's going to take a shot downfield. Maybe there's been some things that the Wolverines haven't been running that well in practice. He wants to give him a shot in the game situation, give him the lead and figure something out. I think he's got to be careful.
Yeah, definitely has to be careful. He can't force a turnover there, right? I mean, giving the BYU Cougars great field position here at the 45-yard line. But definitely have the opportunities here to try out and be a little creative, especially with the 31-0 lead, and how your Michigan offense, both sides of the ball, have looked great for the Michigan Wolverines.
But at the same time, you're Rocco Mendenhall. I'm offended by that. we get the ball back. You get the ball back in the field position. You got to take this as an opportunity to get right back.
And we're currently honoring the women's tennis team. They are the 2015 Big Ten champions. And earlier, the swimming and diving team were also the 2015 Big Ten champions. Hopefully, the Wolverines can bring that to the football program. We have not seen that in the last couple of years, 7, 8 years from the Michigan Wolverine football program. But great to see success across all different sports here in the Big House. Dan, what have you seen so far that you've disliked from the BYU Cougars as they've come out of this, after they've come out into the second half?
Well, on the defensive side of the ball, I've seen some good energy. They've been coming after the Wolverines offense, forcing some quick stops, not so much success here. They've held them scoreless through the first 8 or so minutes here and forced punts a couple times. But on the offensive side of the ball, they've just had nothing. BYU just doesn't seem to have the energy. They can't. The offensive line can't give their quarterback time. The receivers can't beat their markers. They just don't seem to have anything at all.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. And as we've seen, the offensive line is just cratered for the BYU Cougars. As Michigan Wolverines have gotten to the backfield, they have 4 tackles for a loss and already have 2 sacks. So Tanner Magnum has been on the run. He's been taken down. He has been everywhere and just has not had the time to make it step into his throws.
You got to expect, if you're BYU here, you got this great field position. This is the moment for you to get back in this game. This is to get a rhythm at least. Find something here with the ball in their opponent's 45 to start the drive.
And Tanner Magnum in shotgun set snaps the ball and will throw it. Looks to be a fade route to the back left shoulder to Mitch Matthews, but it'll go over him and out of bounds, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Mitch Matthews, who a lot of people were talking about coming to this game as a potential matchup problem for Wolverine secondary, has not made a catch today. I'll read that. Mitch Matthews, the top receiver for BYU, the senior, with 3 touchdowns already in the season, has not made a catch today.
Michigan Wolverine secondary has definitely showed up and have stuck with the receivers, and that's been the downfall for the opposing teams that BYU has faced. And Tanner Magnum with the pass, taken down by Jabril Peppers in the backfield. Looks to be a 2 to 3 yard loss there. Jabril Peppers exploded into the backfield, took out the receiver there.
Yeah, it was Morani Lalu Tatu, the receiver for BYU on that play. He caught a quick screen, dribbled over, shot the gap explosively, and threw him down for a 3 yard loss. We'll bring up a 3rd and 12 here.
The Big House getting loud again on the 3rd down. Tanner Magnum, shotgun set to the right, Adam Penny, and he'll pass it off to the left on a read option. He is going. Looks to be almost made it to the. He did make it to the 1st down. Oh, sorry. Francis Bernard took the freshman out of Herman, Utah, took that handoff, and 10-yard gain. Looked to get the 13-yard gain. Looked to get the 1st down there. He fooled the entire Michigan defense. Looked to be a Tanner Magnum run there, and they will have a 1st down, setting up shop on the 33.
Not the most disciplined play there for the Wolverines. Give new life to this BYU offense.
And Tanner Mangum, no back set, 5 receivers out, snaps the ball. Oh, getting chased, and he'll get sacked in the backfield by Chris Wormley and number 53 for the Michigan Wolverines, Mario Ajamudia. Take it down, looks like 10-yard plus loss there. What a complete miscommunication on the offensive line. Did not pick up either of them as they just blitzed through the gap and into the backfield. But there looks to be a flag on the play. And flag on the play
is a holding against
BYU. They will decline by the Michigan Wolverines. It will be 2nd and 24.
In that play, it seemed like Ojemudia and Chris Wormley said, let's have a meeting in the backfield. And they both got there around the same time, took down the quarterback.
Tanner Magnum had nowhere to go there. And shotgun set, Chris Carter to his left. Pass out to short slant route there, taken down by Channing Stribling.
Nick Church, the 6'5" junior wide receiver for BYU, was there to make the catch, but only had a short gain to bring up another 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 here.
And what looked to be a momentum shift from that last run there by Francis Bernard, just taken away from the sack, and now they're facing a 3rd and long situation. Definitely has to be a pass here. And Tanner Magnum in the backfield, shotgun set. Francis Bernard to his left, 2 receivers out to his left, and 2 receivers out to his right. And play clock going down 5. Oh, fumbled the ball, and Tanner Magnum will fall into the ground, met by Jabril Peppers. Looked to be, Tanner Magnum was just looking forward into the play, did not keep his eye on the ball, and he was just looking to hand it off quickly, trying to look into the future, per se, and not be in the present. As they fumble the ball, as the Michigan team will send out special teams as well as BYU Cougars, it will be 4th and 21.
Perhaps a little bit of a high snap there. Nathan was not able to adjust the snap. Actually, he hit him just inside of his helmet, and he was unable to corral the ball. Just fell on it, and Jabril Peppers was there to make sure he was down.
Yep, and Jabril Peppers in the back, punt going up, and he'll let the ball go again, and the BYU Cougars special teams will pin them down inside the 5. Not a smart play there by Jabril Peppers, thinking that the ball would bounce into the backfield or out of the touchdown for a touchback, but Michigan Wolverines will now be in poor field position at the 4-yard.
And with this field position at this juncture in the game, you have to expect the Wolverines to be thinking only one thing, and that's run the ball. Davion Smith, hopefully he'll be able to try and get you an update on his injury as soon as possible. Or we'll see if he's back in the game here. But I would expect them to just continue to pound the ball with the offensive line has had a great success getting pushed today.
And it looked to be Ty Isaac in the back. Oh, he's not Ty. Yes, Ty Isaac in the backfield for the Michigan Wolverines in an I formation, looking to just power the ball through. Jake Rudock under center. Hikes the ball to Ty Isaac. Finds a hole. Bounces outside to the left. Stiff arms. A BYU defensive back. And takes it to the 8-yard carry to the, looks to be the 14-yard line there.
Good run there from Ty Isaac. Putting the ball to the outside, able to jump out. As we see now, Davion Smith leaving on a cart here, 1 foot up, headed towards the locker room.
Yeah, definitely looks to be done for the game today. That is not a good sign if he's going out on a cart.
Not a good sign at all. Exactly what the Wolverines did not want here. We'll keep you updated.
And Michigan Wolverines, I formation again. Hands it off to Ty Isaac, gets stuck. Moving and will get pushed back behind the line of scrimmage. Looks to be about a yard of a gain of 1 yard.
Not much there. Bring up a 3rd-1 situation on their own 13 here for the Wolverines. Isaac trying to find a hole there. They brought in the big set, but good job by a gaggle of BYU Cougars to meet him there and make sure he can count no more forward progress.
Yeah, it looks to be Austin Heater and Michael Wadsworth on the stop there for the BYU Cougars. And coming back out of the huddle, Jake Rudock under center with Derek Green in the backfield. Seeing him again, getting a little more reps. And they're bringing Jake Butt into the backfield, looks to be blocking formation, and hikes the ball. Hand off to Derek Green. Buzzed through the hole, but met by 2 BYU Cougars. Looks to be a gain of 3.
That'll be enough for a first down here. Continuing to move the chains, perhaps more importantly, run that clock as we approach 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And Drake Johnson looking to come in for Derek Green, as well as AJ Williams, possibly as a blocking tight end. And on a 1st and 10 here, we are just above 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the 17, 1st and 10, Michigan Wolverines. Jake Rudock under center, Drake Johnson in the backfield. One receiver out left, 3 tight ends in the formation. Fake handoffs. Jake Butt is open. Jake Rudock did not, and Jake Rudock will get hit as he throws it out of bounds. Did not see the open Jake Butt there on the play action rollout.
Interesting call there on 1st down. Wolverines perhaps trying to either give Rudock an opportunity to run on that bootleg or find a short open receiver. Rudock not wanting to take any chances, simply lost the ball out of bounds there. Not a bad play in this situation of the game.
Jake Rudock missing the read there, though, on Jake Butt. He was wide open in the middle of the field, found the soft spot in the coverage. But smart play by Jake Rudock to get out of bounds. To get the ball out of his hands and not take a sack there. And it looks to be 1 receiver out on each side. Jake Rudock under center. Derek Green in the back. Quick pass off to Mari Darbaugh with the stiff arm, but taken down. Oh, looks to be a flag on the play, possible face mask there on Amari Darbaugh to take him down. And it'll be a penalty on the BYU Cougars there.
Drogba just trying to create space there. Looked like he was. We'll see in a second. Looked like he was taken down with the face down. We'll see what the penalty actually is. But we're still waiting on that conference as the Big House breaks out into a rousing wave, exciting the fans and the faithful here in this third quarter.
Well, when Michigan Wolverines are up 31-0, Michigan fans have to entertain themselves somehow, and everybody is looking to get involved in the wave here in the Big House. And personal foul. The call will be a personal foul, face mask on number 67. Okay, and the penalties declined.
So it looked like I think there was 2 penalties there. Penalties offset. There was one for flipping on the Wolverines, one a face mask on the defense for BYU. They'll simply offset. They'll do it again. It'll be second attempt.
Thank you, Dan. And Jake Rudock back under center, 2 receivers out right, one receiver out left. Ty Isaac Drake Johnson in the backfield. Ball's hiked. Pocket collapse. Jake Rudock rolls out. Good block by Drake Johnson. He'll take, look to be wrapped behind on the neck and thrown to the ground. Jake Rudock got a 6-yard carry, but he definitely paid for that.
Number 46 for the Cougars there, Rhett Sadlin making a vicious tackle coming up high on Rudock, giving the Wolverine faithful a bit of a scare there.
We do not need another. The Michigan Wolverines do not need another injury there after losing Davion Smith.
So you got to wonder at what point Coach Jim Harbaugh decides to put in the reserves here, give them some run at this one as we approach 45 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yep. It'll be 32, ball in the 25. Michigan Wolverine under center, 2 fullbacks, and Derek Green. Play action. Jake Rudock sitting in the pocket, dumps it out to Derek Green on the short pass. Gets the first down, 6-yard carry there, or 6-yard completion there.
Yeah, the Michigan Wolverines continue to find a way to pick up first downs here. Continuing to run the clock down, continuing to make smart plays. Rudock putting the Wolverines in that situation to cruise to an easy victory here.
And there's currently roughly 15 seconds left on the clock. Michigan Wolverines have time for one more play here.
Play clock and gate clock nearly equal here.
Jake Rudock under center. Derek Green in the backfield. Wide receiver out to the right, 2 fullbacks. And handoff right to Derek Green, and he will take it. Met at the line of scrimmage there. Tries to roll out of it, and the ball is down. Roughly 2-yard gain there, and we will end the third quarter here as the Michigan Wolverines currently up 31-0. So far, holding the Brigham Young Cougars to a shutout as they have been unable to get anything going for the offense. And joined by me now, Leo Blavin, back on the call.
Adam, Michigan fans have to be very happy with what they've seen today. I mean, BYU comes in as a top 25 team in the nation, and Michigan clearly the better team today, and not really many negative takeaways if you're a Michigan fan. Maybe the special teams play hasn't been as good as it has in previous weeks, but other than that, Michigan clicking on all cylinders today.
Definitely, Leo, and Michigan has both sides of the ball has just been fantastic today, sticking with the receivers and preventing the explosive plays for the Cougars while just completely dominating the offensive game with a great run attack. But losing Davion Smith for the long term could be a problem for the Michigan Wolverines as they try to establish that power running game identity.
Yeah, and they announced in the press box that Davion Smith left the game for precautionary reasons, so that is a good sign. He could have walked off under his own power, but doesn't look like it's threatening his season by any means, but certainly it's a possibility that we may not see him against Maryland next week, which we will have for you here on WCBN Sports on our YouTube channel. It'll be me and CJ Stone on the call for that one. About ready to get the fourth quarter underway. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 35 for the Wolverines. Michigan looking to increase their lead against the 22nd ranked BYU Cougars.
And the Michigan Wolverines are just, once again, going back to it, just looked great against the number 22 ranked nationally BYU team. No one would have expected that coming into the game. Besides Vegas, as of this morning, as I said earlier, they gave them a 6-point favorite. While it seemed to be nobody in the big house would have thought otherwise.
Yeah, at this point, they're looking a lot smarter than a lot of experts were. One thing I will say, though, that is going to be important for Michigan going forward is you don't want to get overconfident. You come out and dominate an opponent that some people didn't expect you to beat. A lot of people, though, did expect Michigan to win this game. But next weekend sets up a potential trap game. You go on the road to Maryland. Maryland, not a very good team that's gotten blown out by Bowling Green earlier this season. So it'll be interesting to see how Michigan responds next week in a game that they're going to be expected to win comfortably, but on the road, crazy things can happen when you start Big Ten play.
And do you think that Jim Harbaugh comes out and makes a quarterback switch here?
Yeah, I was just about to say, you think it happened at some point. Jake Rudock, I think this is his drive to finish, but wouldn't expect to see him around much longer.
As we get done with the Blue Man song here in the big house. Close to resuming play here. Seconds, Michigan Wolverine have the ball, 2nd-7 on the 35. And see if they can complete the drive and end it in points here.
Rudock comes out of the huddle from the sideline after this timeout, so it appears this will be his drive to finish. Second and 7, ball on the 35 for Michigan on top, 31-0 over BYU. Rudock under center with Drake Johnson, the lone man in the backfield. 2 receivers out wide to the right. Takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw. He'll dump it off to Johnson on the left sideline. Running, picking up the first down, and is belted, but not before crossing midfield. And a first down for the Wolverines.
Drake Johnson there just looked to leak out. No BYU Cougars there to beat him, and he had an open green to run. And Drake Johnson, when he's given space, he is fast. He can outrun this gassed BYU front 7.
Kai Nakua finally came in to make the stop, but not before Johnson picked up 14 yards on that reception from Rudock. So 1st and 10, ball on the Michigan 49-yard line. Derek Green, the running back. Always out wide to the right. Green takes the handoff and picks up about 2 yards.
And at this point in the game, we should just see more and more running games. Run the clock down. Just end this game, take the victory, and look forward to the following weekend against Maryland. As you said earlier, Leo, possible trap game there as Michigan Wolverines could potentially come off a winning high here in the big house.
Sione Homa, the fullback, Derek Green, the tailback, Jake Butt also in the backfield, now comes out motion wide to the right. Rudock under center. Takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, and will fire out in the direction of Jake Butt. A low throw is broken up, and Rudock got hit upon releasing that ball as well.
Yeah, Jake Rudock there absolutely obliterated there by Harvey Longy.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 on the 50-yard line. Rudock will be in the shotgun with Drake Johnson on his left hip. He's got 3 receivers out wide to the right. Mara Darbo alone by himself on the left. Takes the shotgun snap, drops back, looking to throw. Has a little bit of room, pump fakes, and will throw it out of bounds at the sideline. Good pressure provided there by Sione Takitaki.
Yeah, very smart play there by Jake Rudock. Came out of the pocket after it collapsed. Looked to run downfield and quickly threw it away there as Takitaki came in to almost make the tackle to pressure him out of bounds.
Blake O'Neill will punt this one away for the Wolverines. He'll be kicking it from his own 35-yard line. Micah Hanneman back deep to return for BYU. He's lined up at his own 10-yard line. 13:31 left to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan on top, 31-0. O'Neill takes the long snap. Rugby style punts it towards the right sideline. Hanneman signals for a fair catch and takes it at his own 12-yard line. So another Punt down inside the 24, Blake O'Neill, and BYU will start this next drive from their own 11-yard line with 13:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan football.
And so far throughout the entire game, Michigan Wolverines have just looked like a well-oiled machine taking on BYU today, as they have looked good in every facet of the game.
Starting to see some fans funnel out of sight. We didn't expect to see, certainly because of a blowout like this, but the Maize and Blue faithful have been treated to quite a performance from their Wolverines today.
As you say that, more and more students starting to get up and go. Looks to be there a ton of sun right now coming over into the big house. Must be quite hot down there.
Adam, the defense has to be given a lot of credit in this game. They've held BYU scoreless so far in this game, and this is a BYU offense that came into this one averaging 432 yards per game, 310 through the air, and they've been held to nothing. Tanner Magnum has 40 yards total passing in this game. What do you have to say about this defensive performance for Michigan?
I mean, the Michigan defense has just looked great. The secondary has kept with the receivers, and that looked to be the biggest question mark coming into this game, was if the receivers that are the big three that are above 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", especially Mitch Matthews, who has been relatively quiet today. I don't believe he's had a single reception.
He has not, and he came into this game with 27 straight games with a reception. So far, as you said, he's been held without one.
Yes, also has had 3 touchdowns, too. He has been the go-to guy in the red zone, and Michigan Wolverines have just kept with him. You got to give a lot of credit to Channing Stribling and Jabril Peppers and the rest of the secondary, especially Jordan Lewis there, who's just kept with the receivers of BYU and have prevented them from getting these explosive plays that have led to their Hail Mary victories. In ending the game with those Hail Mary victories.
And a lot of credit has to be given to Michigan's offense as well for keeping the defense off the field. This is a BYU defense that ranked 21st in the nation coming into today's contest in third down defense, holding opponents to under 26% conversion rate. Michigan in today's game, 7 of 13, over 50% converting on third down, and that's got to make Jim Harbaugh very pleased.
Definitely, as he continues to create, as all the experts have been talking about, the power run identity and the stuffing defense. You could even say the suffocating defense there. And he has definitely shown that today. Came out and has shut down the BYU offense. 31-0, and has created these opportunities to score and has held possession. Has definitely held the majority of the possession here.
Yeah, Michigan has controlled the ball 30 minutes and 41 seconds in this game compared to BYU's 15 minutes and 55 seconds. The time of possession has certainly benefited the Maize and Blue as we're ready to get back underway. 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 11-yard line with 13:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan on top, 31-0. Tanner Mangum in the shotgun with 2 running backs on his hips. Takes the snap and will hand this one off simply to his tailback, who picks up 2 yards. Nate Carter on the carry. Royce Jenkins Stone on the tackle. 2nd and 8 now on the 13 of BYU. Mangum has Carter on his right hip in the shotgun. 2 receivers split out wide to both sides. Mangum. Takes the snap, hands this one off to Carter again, who's got no room in front of him. A pickup of maybe 2 yards. Check that. Francis Bernard, the fullback, on the carry there. Royce Jenkins Stone again there to make the stop. 3rd down and 4 now for the Cougars.
If I'm Brigham Young, I'm looking for more explosive plays, not these little handoffs that are gaining 3 or 4 yards and already stuck in a 3-3 situation.
Francis Bernard is the running back to the left of Mangum in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Forced to roll out to the right. Taco Charlton coming in his face, and he's able to dump it off. Mitch Matthews gets his first reception of the game and moves the chains. For BYU, a pickup of 4 on 3rd and 3. Keeps the drive alive for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looks to be tackled there by Jeremy Clark. Just got to him a little too late as BYU Cougars got the first down there, made it right across the line.
Nate Carter, the tailback, with Mangum. He's got 2 receivers out wide to the left and 2 stacked receivers on the right side. Takes the shotgun snap. It's a low snap. Forced to just dive on it. There's a pile up. Several Michigan defenders pointing like they've got it. However, the officials indicate BYU fell on top of it.
It looked to be Maurice Hurst got jumped down as he attempted to. It looked like he had it from up here, but BYU did get onto that, and they have kept.
Yeah, it was a low snap, and I think eventually it was the running back, Carter, who scooped it out from the pile and covered it up. 2nd and 14 now for the Cougars from their own 18-yard line, trailing 31-0 with 11 minutes left to play in the game. Mangum takes the shotgun snap. He will simply hand this one off to Bernard, who's wrapped up for no gain.
He is met there by number 69, Willie Henry. Shedded the offensive lineman and then just met Carter right there. Bernard. Met Bernard at the line of scrimmage.
Sets up a 3rd and long. 13 yards to gain for BYU. Carter on the left hip of Mangum in the shotgun. The receivers split out wide to both sides. Mangum. Takes the shotgun snap. Quickly under pressure, looking to evade from the pocket. Forced to step back. Chris Wormley gives chase. Wraps him up just as he releases the football, and he missed his intended target.
Definitely pressured there by Chris Wormley. Chased him out of the pocket, and he just had to get rid of that. Very risky to chuck it across his chest into the middle of the field. Luckily that no Michigan Wolverines got there and picked it off.
Yeah, his intended target was Devon Blackman. He missed him by a good 10 yards, but as you said, just no one there for either side. Yeah. So Johnny Linehan will be back to punt from his own 5-yard line. Jabril Peppers lined up at the Michigan 35. Linehan gets the low line drive punt off. Peppers a chance to return this one from his own 27. He cuts towards midfield, trying to make the first man miss. Unable to do so as the shoestring tackle is made for BYU there.
Yeah, looks to be tripped up down there, roughly at the 26-yard line for the Michigan Wolverines. And Jabril Peppers had an opportunity to cut it outside, but give credit to the BYU special teams, who has essentially held Jabril Peppers in check, forcing him to call these fair catches. That looked to be one of the few lone opportunities he had to make a play. Just unfortunate that he was tackled there by the shoelaces.
Chris Badger was the special teams gunner for BYU there to make the stop from Provo, Utah, the junior, making a big tackle. Peppers has, every time he touches the ball, you can hear a buzz in the crowd, but hasn't really had the success yet in this contest that he's probably been hoping for.
It did not look like, right there, we have, exactly as you just said, Leo, the Michigan Stadium is just waiting for Jabril Peppers to show that explosive athleticism, break out, bring one back to the touchdown. He has yet to return a kick. Expected one today, called one today, but has been unable to find a gap or have any opportunities to make anything happen.
9:50 left to go in the game between Michigan and BYU. The Wolverines on top 31-0 as Michigan takes over this next drive from their own 29-yard line. And Michigan's looked very good on offense today. Rudock, 12 of 22, 167 yards and a touchdown. Davion Smith leading the way for the running backs. 16 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown, including that 60-yard scamper into the end zone. He's averaging 7.8 yards per carry. And the running back stable that Michigan's assembled for this season, averaging 5.5 yards per carry as a collective group, and they have 219 yards total on 40 carries. Mara Darbo, the leading receiver for Michigan, 4 receptions, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and Mari Darbo just looked great today. Made a lot of good plays, had very good stiff arms there to open up space for him. And then earlier, he had that ridiculous athletic catch there. And wondering here if a different note. Looks to be Jake Rudock will come back out and start this drive.
And are you surprised at all to still see Rudock in the game? 9:50 left to go in the contest, and it's a 31-point game.
I am. After seeing this, well, not exactly going from Jim Harbaugh's standpoint, he's talked about how there's essentially no competition between the quarterbacks, and he's trying to create consistency with Jake Rudock. So, from that viewpoint, it's not surprising, but from a general standpoint, after going up 31-0, you got to think about protecting your quarterback here. He has taken a couple rough hits during this game.
Drake Harris, the lone receiver out wide to the left. Rudock takes the snap under center, hands this one off to Drake. Derek Green, who busts out the left side, makes one man miss and picks up 6.
Derek Green there looked great. Got the handoff, had burst of speed there. Definitely some fresh legs. Definitely in a battle to see if he can get that third running back rotation spot, possibly move up to second. He's got a great amount of competition with Ty Isaac and Drake Johnson, who are both electrifying backs. Ty Isaac very versatile in being able to be a great blocker, great receiver, great handoff, can find holes and have a little burst, but Derek Green looking to get some more reps here.
Derek Green in at running back. Trips receivers out wide to the right. It's a pitch to Green running towards that right side. Makes the first man miss. But that's about it. He picks up a yard.
Yeah, looked to be brought down there by number 42, Austin Peter, on the tackle.
3rd and 3, ball on the 36 for Michigan.
Michigan Wolverines here just looking to run the clock, finish up this game here. This is 31-0 still, roughly under 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
High formation here, Siona Huma, the fullback. Derek Green, the tailback. Maurice Ways out wide to the right. It's a fake handoff. Rudock looking in the direction of Ways. Instead will dump it across the middle. And he has his intended target, A.J. Williams, on the reception.
A.J. Williams, Jake Rudock just looked to dump that off as a third read on his routes. And A.J. Williams took a hit there after catching it awkwardly.
He took the hit but held on to the football and moves the chains for the Maize and Blue. 8:15 left to go in the contest. Michigan on top of BYU, 31-0. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines on their own 43-yard line. Derek Green on the left hip of Rudock in the shotgun. Drake Harris and Grant Perry out wide to the right. Maurice Ways out wide to the left. Rudock takes the snap. Hands it off to Green, who cuts up the middle and picks up 3.
Yep, not much of a gain there. Look to, again, just run the clock here. And Derek Green met through the gap into the hole and just was met by 3 or 4 BYU Cougars and eventually brought down there. BYU has yet to get over 100 yards in total offense, while Michigan has over 400 total yards in offense, leading with 229 yards rushing.
Passing set out here with 2 receivers out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Derek Green, the tailback. Rudock will simply hand it off to Green, who has nothing doing there. He's dropped for a loss of 1. Logan Taele with the tackle.
If they look to bring Drake Johnson in right now, swapped out Derek Green there for a fresh set of legs.
3rd and 8. Ball on the Michigan 45-yard line, 6:50 left to go in the contest. Drake Johnson, the running back to the right of Jake Rudock in the shotgun. 2 receivers split out wide to both sides. Drake Harris on the right. Maurice Ways out wide to the left. Rudock takes the snap, drops back, has time, forced to get rid of it. Khalid Hill with the reception and a big pickup. Over 20 yards, gets dumped at the 35-yard line, but gets Michigan into BYU territory.
And Khalid Hill there on his second reception of the game. Definitely on the opening drive there, he had that sneaky little delayed route there that ended nearly in a touchdown, and great reception there by Khalid Hill.
First and 10, ball on the BYU 35-yard line. Rudock under center. Drake Johnson, the tailback. Freddie Canteen to the right. Drake Harris to the left. Hands it off to Johnson, who's got a lot of running room on the left side. He gets to the sideline and picks up 11.
Great run there by Drake Johnson, showing his explosiveness. Bounced out left, cut up the field, and then got the first down for the Michigan Wolverines. And it looks to be nearly the receivers and the running backs have have been the starters are getting their rest right now. As it looks like the second team is coming in besides Jake Rudolph there.
This will be the 8th play of this drive, which started back on Michigan's own 29-yard line. Drake Johnson to the right of Rudock in the shotgun. Rudock drops back looking to throw. Has time. Plenty of time now. He decides to scramble out wide to the right to pick up a few yards carrying the football, and he picks up 3. He was forced out of bounds there. Thanks to Austin Heater, the linebacker, provided the pressure, but Rudock had a lot of time. Just good coverage there by the Cougars.
Yeah, definitely good coverage there by the Cougars. Jake Rudock could not find any receiver open there. Ran it out, scrambled for a yard or 2, and then got out of bounds.
Second and 7, ball on the BYU 21-yard line. Michigan looking to increase their 31-point lead over the Cougars. Derek Green, the tailback. Rudock will hand it off to him. He cuts to the left side, makes a man miss, and then is wrapped up at the feet. Picking up 6 on that, setting up a 3rd and 1 for Michigan.
Jake Rudock definitely has had a great game-managing game today. He is 14-24 with 194 yards. He hasn't been called on to do much, but what he has been called on to do, he has executed greatly and has led this Michigan Wolverines team to a huge lead.
3rd and 1 on the BYU 15. Rudock hands it off to Green, who cuts to the left side and is belted short of the line to gain. A big hit delivered there by the safety, Matt Hadley, delivering the blow. Got his pad levels low, and it appears Michigan is going to go for this one. Somewhat surprised, 4th and 2 on the BYU 16, up 31-0. Michigan's going to go for it.
Possibly being a little creative here, or who knows? I mean, take the points here. You're already up 31-0. But odd decision here by Jim Harbaugh.
Khalid Hill lined up as fullback. He hands it off to Green, cutting up the middle. BYU, though, gets a timeout off right before the snap.
Didn't like what they saw there. Looked to be
Timeout, BYU. They're first.
Lined up.
Your full timeout.
Not the way the BYU Cougar defense want to be lined up, and called a timeout right there.
Yeah, and I think after the timeout, you'd expect to see Michigan's field goal unit come out. I'd be very surprised if they indeed went for it. I think at this point, that's more disrespectful than anything else. Up 31-0, no sense in extending the drive.
Yeah, and the Michigan Wolverines are hosting a few top recruits this weekend, as reported by several of the beat writers here for the Michigan Wolverines. And surely they must be impressed today. What do you think about that, Leo?
Yeah, it's certainly the performance. You could have asked for a better performance from this team to impress recruits. And the atmosphere was electric for the most part during this game. And I think that's got to please a lot of fans as well.
Michigan, very well-oiled machine today. Certainly, though, they would not go out on this 4th and 2 and try and go for it. The only reasoning behind that they would was that prior to the timeout, they could have caught the Cougars off guard on by rushing them to see if they could pick up the easy 2 yards. But now that BYU has had time to converse and plan for what they see, I believe the Michigan Wolverines should come out here and just take the 3 points
and part of this though too is we're surprised that Jake Rudock's still in for this final drive of the game. So Harbaugh, if nothing else, is very consistent in his attitude of he's constantly looking to win and maximize his offensive output.
Definitely, Jim Harbaugh today has just had a great coaching day. Made all the right moves. He's gotten a little creative here in the second half with going on 4th down at several occasions, but overall, very great adjustments here as he shut down this explosive BYU offense.
Michigan's offensive unit goes back out on the field for this 4th and 2. with 3:37 left to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan on top, 31-0. Adam, you're surprised by this decision?
I am quite surprised here. They should take the points. But as you said earlier, Jim Harbaugh just looking to maximize this offensive output.
3 receivers out wide to the right for this 4th and 2 from the BYU 16. Derek Green, the tailback. It's a play-action pass. Rudak's got room to his right. Dumps it off. Freddie Canteen didn't turn his head around, though.
Freddie Canteen slipped into the soft spot of coverage, just never realized it and turned around. Jake Rudak was pumping the pass to him and just turned around and the ball just bounced. It looked to be right off his shoulder pad.
And Rudak had room to run as well, but miscommunication there, and that'll be the first time Michigan's been in the red zone this season where they haven't come away with points. But with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game and Michigan on top, 31-0, I don't think it's going to cost them here.
Yeah, as Michigan wraps up this game, definitely not a huge setback for them. It does put the single blemish on for their red zone percentage there, but definitely does not hurt them in the long run here as they wrap up this game with 3:30 left on the clock.
1st and 10, ball on the 16-yard line of the Cougars. Just at this point, BYU looking to get home. Lick their wounds after their 2nd straight loss, losing to UCLA a week ago, and this week getting dumped by Michigan here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, after facing one of the toughest schedules in September, no doubt, came into the big house, finishing off September, and just looking gassed, as Dan Disler pointed out earlier, their bodies are 9 a.m. right now if they were back in Utah. And they're out here battling, trying to show up today and unable to, as Michigan Wolverines have just pounded it down to them and broken their composure.
And BYU, fortunate, their next 4 games all come at home against UConn, East Carolina, Cincinnati, and Wagner. So this road does get a bit easier for BYU after this brutal stretch of games in which they faced 2 ranked opponents and went on the road for 3 of their first 4 games.
And coming out of this month of September, going 2-2 is not bad. I believe they've exceeded their expectations after facing UCLA, Boise State, and then coming here to face Michigan.
And this is a team that lost their starting quarterback in week 1 against Nebraska, Taysom Hill. They lost their starting running back, Jamal Williams. He transferred in the offseason in August. So BYU loses their quarterback, loses their running back, and as you said, they've put it together to go down to the wire against a top 10 UCLA team in Pasadena. They beat a ranked Boise State team, and they beat Nebraska on a Hail Mary to start their season. The BYU gets a much easier stretch of games after this one, but a blowout loss to Michigan's a tough one to take.
And definitely after having so many close games, you'd expect them to come out here with that magic vibe that they have brought with them the past 3 games. But as you said earlier, just a blowout loss here to the Michigan Wolverines.
1st and 10 for the Cougars on their own 16-yard line. Tanner Magnum takes the snap and dumps this one off for a pickup of about 6 yards on the reception. Colby Pierce.
Yep, at this point, the BYU Cougars are just looking to end the game here and head back home to Utah.
Tanner Mangum, the quarterback. 2 receivers out wide to his left. 2nd and 3. Takes the snap. Has time. Goes for the deep ball in the direction of Devon Blackman, but he was well covered there by Jeremy Clark. There is a flag down on the field.
Looked to be that Jeremy Clark at the beginning of the play, like the hold, got caught for holding, I would want to say. We'll see what the officials have to say here.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 71 was not up in the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And it turned out to be another illegal formation. BYU getting a little too creative here.
And they've really struggled in this game with the penalties. That's the 5th penalty against BYU, but several of those have come before the snap even occurs. An illegal formation, a penalty that you simply can't afford, as that pushes them back now to 2nd and 8. Mangum takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back looking in the direction of his intended target. Nick Kurtz. Well covered there by Jeremy Clark, and it falls incomplete, 3rd and 8.
Nick Kurtz, not a name we've heard today, and part of the big three there of the 6'4" and up.
Just 2 receptions for him. Mitch Juergens, another receiver for BYU with 2 receptions. Those are the leaders for BYU. So they've spread out the ball well on their 11 completions, but the running game, or the passing game, I should say, has not been effective. 3rd and 8 on the BYU 18. Mangum takes the shotgun snap, drops back, has time. Rolling out to the right, throws it downfield and had his man, but it was broken up at the last minute. Taryn Hauk, the intended target. He's slow to get up. Wayne Lyons in there on the coverage, the graduate transfer from Stanford. Broke up the pass, and BYU will punt once more to Jabril Peppers. Johnny Linehan will punt this one from his own 3-yard line. Peppers back deep at his own 35. So we'll get one last opportunity with 2:39 left to go in the game for Peppers to return it. He will signal for a fair catch rather quickly and simply settle down at the 37-yard line.
It looks to just play it safe here rather than risk getting injured or possibly even turning the ball over there as he takes the fair catch. And it looks like Wilton Spates will take the field, number 3 for the Michigan Wolverines. Wilton Spate participated, I believe he was top 10 passing quarterback coming out of high school. I've not seen a lot of them redshirted last year.
Spate will simply hand this one off to Ross Taylor Douglas. Taylor Douglas, a defensive back a year ago, and now is getting time at running back. He played linebacker and defensive back last season, and now he's been converted to a tailback. Just one of the many running backs Michigan has and uses. Wilton Spate still looking for his first career completion. He came in last week against UNLV and went deep on all 3 of his passing attempts. We're under 2 minutes now left to play in the ballgame. Michigan on top, 31-0. Grant Perry out wide to the right. Drake Harris out wide to the left. Taylor Douglas in the backfield. Spate takes the snap, hands it off to Douglas, who bounces out to the left side, running towards the sideline. Pushed out of bounds, picking up 6.
Taylor Douglas running with some speed there as he bounced out left. But it doesn't look like we're going to see Wilton Spate's first completion today as Jim Harbaugh looks to just run the ball, run the clock, and end this game.
Taylor Douglas, a slight running back, 5'10", 193 pounds, so he's got to have some speed because he's not a type of running back who can take a lot of big hits.
Not a Davion Smith-like, would have to say.
Certainly not. 3rd and 3 from the Michigan 43-yard line. Spade under center. Hands this one off again to Ross Taylor Douglas, who loses 2 yards, hit immediately upon receiving the handoff. A pile of Cougars stuff him, and Michigan will have to punt.
And currently under a minute 30 left in the game, Michigan Wolverines pulling out this blowout win over Brigham Young. None of the experts, not even the majority of the crowd here in the Big House, would have come into this game thinking that Michigan Wolverines would come out with a win, and this blowout win even.
Blake O'Neill back deep to punt this one away. Eric Takanaka back deep to return. He will signal for the fair catch and take this at his own 18-yard line. Another great punt by Blake O'Neill down inside the 20. And that's been a welcome sight for Michigan, which struggled so much under Brady Oak on special teams. They're so much better in that unit this year.
Definitely. With Kenny Allen, too, as well, being the field goal kicker, the Michigan Wolverines just struggled all of last year on special teams, unable to find a consistent punter, consistent field goal kicker that would continually convert into points or pin them back down inside the 20. And today in this season, Michigan Wolverines have definitely gotten that done.
Tanner Mangum looking to run out the clock here, down by 31 with just 50 seconds left to play. Takes the shotgun snap, fires out to the right side. out of sync with Devon Blackman, but a flag comes out late, and they may have gotten Channing Stribling for defensive holding or pass interference. We'll go down on the field for the call.
Channing Stribling there looks
Pass interference. Defense number 8. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Stribling's second pass interference penalty of the game will move the chains for BYU.
It looked to be on that previous play. Stribling just pulled on the hip a little bit as the ball was snapped and got caught for it.
47 seconds left to play. BYU getting routed by Michigan here in Ann Arbor, 31-0. Mangum still in the game, 3 receivers out wide to the left. He takes the snap, hands this one off to Francis Bernard, who busts through to pick up 10. Finally wrapped up by Lawrence Marshall. But BYU moves the chains there as the clock continues to run. Fans really starting to sense it now. This victory was sealed up at halftime, but the clock finally running out. Mangum fakes the handoff, firing out in the direction of Blackman again, who's blanketed there by Stribling. Great coverage.
Devon Blackman dropped another pass. He had one earlier in the third quarter that just went right through his hands. Not helping out Tanner Mangum here, as the offense for the BYU Cougars just looked stagnant all game.
BYU's passing game is going to be held well under 100 yards there. It came in again, averaging 310 yards per game. They have just 51 through the air in this contest. Mangum fires this one out to the right side, and he has his intended target, Colby Pearson. And that will do it on the ballgame. BYU in no hurry to snap this next one. The crowd on their feet, cheering on their boys as the BYU Cougars came in a top 25 team and left decimated. The final score from the Big House, Michigan 31, BYU nothing. Adam Brodnax, your final thoughts.
Michigan Wolverines came out, dominated both sides of the ball, immediately came out of the gates. It just looked great. Absolutely dominated the Brigham Young offense, which averaged over 300 yards and came in at the end of the game today, only 105 total yards for the Brigham Young Cougars. So Michigan Wolverines, if I'm going into the locker room, I would be more than happy, absolutely pleased with how this game turned out with a blowout win, 31-0 over the Brigham Young.
The final score from the Big House, Michigan 31, BYU nothing. On behalf of myself, Leo Blavin, Adam Brodnax, Dan Disler, and CJ Stone, WCBN Sports would like to wish you a good night and go blue. Again, the final from the Big House, Michigan 31, BYU 0. So long.